to Roxamore Sports Network live coverage of the football division. Live from Murraysville and Panthers Stadium, we'll see the Woodland Hills Wolverines take on the Franklin Regional Panthers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ty Polk. That's Craig Thomas, back, reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah, good to be back with you here. Friday night, under the lights here at Panther Stadium, Western Pennsylvania, 5A football. Should be a great matchup tonight.
And unfortunately, my partner, see, the beauty of him is now we finally are waiting for him to get back onto the air right there. Can you hear him?
Once again, sorry about that. Back with you here. Great to be with you here. Friday night, under the lights, 5A Big East football matchup. Woodland Hills versus the Franklin Regional Panthers. Basically a backyard rivalry. Schools are very close, maybe about 4 miles apart. Should be an interesting matchup here for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And one team just recently snapped a losing streak, and Woodland Hills, of course, is still on a losing streak. They're coming in off on a 5-game losing streak, and only twice has this Wolverines team gone past 6 points scored.
So, yeah, that leads us to, it's going to be interesting today to see if Woodland Hills can get off the snide. One of those losses was due to a forfeit, right, for a COVID that was found it to be one of the players that had come up with the COVID, and so they had to forfeit a game. But important for Woodland Hills to get off to a great start tonight and come out and play well.
Yeah, really, it's going to have to be both sides of the balls for the Wolverines, as last week they were ran over by Penn Trafford 27-6. Carter Green ran for 205 yards and had 2 touchdowns to lead Penn Trafford to that victory. And the Warriors scored 24 of their 27 points in the second and third quarters. Cade Yacamelli was held to 23 yards in the first half, but thanks to a 64-yard touchdown in the second half, he just bounced off a defender, spun away, and went to pay dirt. He finished with 107 rushing yards. It was by far the worst defensive performance on the ground for the Wolverines, but they'll look to rectify that tonight, and they have to.
Yeah, it looked like last week they were just worn down by the fourth quarter, and they pretty much threw in the towel. But we'll see this week. They'll come out. So the keys to success for today's game, Woodland Hills' key success. First one is Woodland Hills is going to have to move the football. They're going to have to come out and score points early and often. That's going to be one key. The number 2 key for Woodland Hills is going to be to slow down the Franklin Regional offense. Actually, Caden Smith, number 26, is going to be their star player, their featured guy. They're going to have to slow him down, and he's definitely a good defender as well. Plays safety on the defense, so he's a great all-around player. And the third key for Woodland Hills is going to have to make big plays in the special teams and win the special teams matchup.
Yeah, really, we're looking for some defensive stops as well by the Wolverines. It hasn't happened the last couple times out, but now really in conference play, they'll have to make those plays defensively. And for Franklin Regional, on the flip side, it's get to Smith early. There was talks about having that guy have 10 to 12 touches a game, and that's a lot for a wide receiver, but they do so much with him. He's not only a receiver, he can play quarterback as well. He has 2 touchdowns this year, and so he's a threat to throw it as well. And also, they have to establish their run game. They have the Bruzeka brothers in the backfield, and they're both one of the more deadly runners in the WPIAL. And really, that defense swarmed defensively. This team has 10 interceptions, and 9 of them are within 3 players.
Right.
Caden Smith with 4, Aiden Huddock with 3, and Maddox Morrison with 2. So throwing the ball is going to be a hazard potentially for the Wolverines, but luckily they like to run it more.
So they're going to have to keep the situation for Woodland Hills under control and don't let Deontay Williams get loose tonight. But we should be for a great matchup tonight. We are at homecoming here at Franklin Regional Panthers Stadium in Murraysville. As you hear it loud, the fans are here. They're excited. It's great to be here. Western Pennsylvania football. Well, thank you for being here with us tonight on a great night.
More cowbell on the Roxamore Sports Network, and we'll be right back with the first half right after this.
Thank you. Excuse us. Sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Let me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like big meals, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing, to the love the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is with me. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way be on these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all funny games to a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chilling with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Turner brothers, yeah, we screaming lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah.
About to get started here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Woodland Hills will receive to begin this game. It should be an exciting one right there. We're going to see Franklin Regional's defense tonight. They tend to run a 4-3, but also a 5-2. I was talking to fellow Steel Valley graduate Lance Getzy, and basically just about everyone out there is a linebacker or a defensive back, but it's going to be interesting to see this defense against the Wolverines.
Yeah, it looks like they're able to get to the ball really fast, and they run well. So we'll see Woodland Hills right out the gate. They'll be able to see if they can get off to a good start. And we're off. Ball's taken by Deontay Williams. Deep over the left side, up the corner. He gets a good run back, and he is taken down at about the 42-yard line for the Wolverines. Great start.
Yes, a great start, and compared to last week where Penn Trafford really just kept them locked in at the 20, it's good to see that they get on the first play positive yardage. It's all the confidence that they need right now.
Absolutely. We'll see what Coach Tim Boster draws up as the Wolverines looked a little motivated in warm-up. They had a little pop in their pads, and so we'll see what they come out with. It looks like Jashawn Pringle is at quarterback. Comes out with 4 wide receivers, takes the snap, looks to his left, and throws the ball, completes the pass forward. Looks like that's number 15 for the Wolverines, Angelo Reddick.
Yeah, and Pringle, just like last week, had to stand in there and take a shot as he threw that ball, and he managed to get enough zip on it to Reddick's. Good start. Early passes on. That's what the Wolverines need for their passing game. They have to get confidence because all season it's been one of the worst in 5A.
So absolutely, that was about a 6-yard gain so far for the Wolverines. So great job, great start. Right now we have a break in the play because we have an injured player down on the field.
And right now, of course, this game is brought to you by Alex Beasley Plumbing. Make things easy, just call Beasley, where we take the sting out of your plumbing woes. Call 412-271-9293 to schedule your appointment. And of course, also be sure to check out the Season 2 reunion of the Rock Comedy Show tonight at 9 p.m. on Roxamore Media and Entertainment YouTube. The Rock Comedy Show Facebook page, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Fire TV. And also, the season may be over, but the fun doesn't stop there. come see the Rock Comedy Show All-Stars live in person October 23rd at Rock's Landing Sports Bar located at 506 Chartiers Avenue in McKees Rock. Advance tickets are $20. At the door is $25. And for more information, please call 412-378-8271.
Once again, we have a small break in the play. We have an injured player down on the field, so hopefully this young man will be okay. It's like the second play of the game. They are attending him right now. But welcome with us here live on the Roxamore Sports Network, Friday night under the lights, 5A football matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an excellent season all year, really just getting the opportunity to see the different atmospheres around 5A. And that looks like it was Max Levin, one of the defensive linemen being helped off the field for Franklin Regional. And he's key to the middle of that defense for them. So we'll see if the Wolverines can take advantage of that.
Good to see that young man getting off the field, though, under his own volition there, with a little assistance from his staff on his team. So Woodland Hills are up with second down and about 4 yards to go here. Ball resting at about the 46-yard line, and they are set for play here. Pringle in a shotgun formation, flanked by Siebels, hands the ball off over the left side, and looks like the ball comes loose late. And looks like the Wolverines get on top of it. And looks going to bring up a third down and about 4 yards to go for the Wolverines.
And it's good to see Siebels back in the lineup. He did dress last week, but probably a late addition due to COVID-19. And while the Wolverines, of course, they had Brandon Jones, the 14th leading rusher in 5A. Still, Siebels helps out. He's right now the 18th.
Pringle fakes the ball to Siebels over the left side, tries to get ahead for the first down, but he is held short by this Panther defense. Going to bring up a fourth down and about 2 yards to go. So we will see what Coach Tim Boster decides to do here early on the Wolverines' first drive.
Not exactly what they wanted to have early on, but still, if there's one positive right now, Woodland Hills hasn't killed themselves with penalties. That's been the death knell for them in a lot of these situations, and they're going to go for it.
Well, this fourth down situation, we'll see if they will get the ball to the situation. Hand the ball off up the middle, and it looks like Siebels is going to be short of the first down. It just depends on the mark here, the spot. Looks like he got a favorable spot from the referee, but it's going to be close here.
Yeah, Siebels really managed to just lean it out. It looks like he just barely may have picked it up, but I'm taking a look right now, and yes, it looks like the offense is still on the field for the Wolverines, so just barely they'll move the chains.
First down for the Wolverines, first drive. Very important for them to get off to a fast start. So they'll come out with first down. They have trips to the left. Pringle back in shotgun formation. The situation down at the bottom to the right. Pringle's under pressure, and he's taken down hard by this Panther defense.
Oh, man, that's not a good start for Woodland Hills. That was number 57, Owen Sinclair, running out there, and really that's going to be the key. The Woodland Hills offensive line has to really hold these blocks without holding, because Pringle has enough step in him that he could step up in the pocket and make these plays. He just needs more time.
So that brings up a second down and 15 for the Wolverines. So what's going to happen is also you have to play to your strength, and if they can't hold off this defense, then you have to maybe get some plays, some screens, and some draws to slow down that defensive line. Come out in the shotgun formation. Pringle looks. Ball is tipped. Goes to Jones, and he picks it up, and he heads up the sideline for a little or no gain off the deflection. But that's going to bring up a third down and long for the Wolverines.
And that was Logan Donnelly on the defensive play right there, getting the tip up. And, yeah, those are the kind of plays that the Wolverines don't want. They have to make sure that these plays can't be made in traffic, especially on these little, forward sideways passes. Those could be pick six territory if they're not careful.
Absolutely here. So that brings up a third down and basically a country mile for the Wolverines here in their first drive that started out looking promising.
Yes.
But we have a stoppage in play right now. Looks like the referee's having a conversation. He sends one of the players off. Wolverines, he sends off number 57. Lamonte Strozer, he sends him off the field for some reason. So they send a replacement player back on. And the Wolverines are just about set for play. So we will see what coach calls up for this play. Not many plays in the playbook that can pick up 17 yards on third down, but we'll see what happens. Under pressure, quick pass over the middle, intended.
For Sonny McClinton over the middle.
Pass is incomplete. That's going to bring up fourth down, about 17 for the Wolverines, and they're going to have to punt the ball away here early.
Here's the crazy thing about what you were saying earlier with the fast starts. At least in their last 2 games played, Woodland Hills actually got off to fast starts. Like, for the most part, they were scoring touchdowns on their first 2 drives. Not this time out. We'll see what they can do on their second.
So we have back in punt formation, Deontay Williams. Fair catch by Franklin Regional, and is taken by number 4, and they will start out at about the 23-yard line, and that's a fair catch by Maddox Morrison for the Panthers. And we'll come out with their star player, Caden Smith, and see what they have in store for that young man for tonight.
And they could line him up in a variety of ways because Franklin Regional have run upwards to 4 quarterbacks in their backfield. They're one of the more prolific passing offenses in 5A. Right now they have 894 passing yards total.
So they come out in a tight formation. Looks like Smith takes the ball, goes over the right side, and he's met by a host of Wolverines as they are up to the task on that play.
And that's what you want to see from the Woodland Hills defense, much like how they've been over the totally of the season and not last week against Penn Trafford. They're going to need that tonight.
Yeah, it was good to see gang tackling there by the Wolverines. Everyone run to the ball and everyone secure the tackle, no missed tackles. So as the Panthers start up, they go to a no huddle and just kind of muddle around the line of scrimmage and take the play. Shotgun formation here, with a wildcat formation. Shift too heavy to the right, fakes the handoff, keeps the ball, and is hit again by a host of Wolverines in the backfield for a loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Well, it's good to see that the Wolverines early on are ready for the Wildcat runs, but they have to also look out for the Wildcat pass. Smith, over the course of this season, 4 for 6, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns. And he's not even the leading quarterback. That's Connor Donnelly, number 8, a senior. He's 49 and 92 for 418 yards and 5 touchdowns. And, oh, by the way, he's a running threat, too. 54 attempts, 14 yards, but 3 touchdowns.
So that's going to bring up third down and about 13 yards for the Panthers here. In that same formation, a little motion to the right, put strength to the right, hands the ball off up the middle, and it's taken down for a short gain. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 12 yards for the Panthers, and they're going to have to punt the ball away here.
And that was Logan Donnelly on the carry. He's an H-back in this offense, but right now, Woodland Hills back to their defensive posture in the run game, and that's really important for them.
So far, a defensive struggle as we have 2 possessions. Each team has had 1 possession, so we'll see what Wolverines do here with their second possession. They should get excellent field position out of this turnover right here on downs. Punt is away. Taken short up the sidelines. Looks like that was Brandon Jones on the run back there. Gets the ball out up to about the 40-yard line. So it's going to be excellent starting field position for the Wolverines.
And meanwhile, back behind the play, Jeremiah Fiedler, a senior, is down on the field, and it looks like he was holding up his leg a little bit right there. But still, Woodland Hills in this offense, this is probably their best starting position, one of their best this year so far. And you love those short punts in the back, towards the back of the end zone, in which they have to boot it out the midfield. It's nice to see that the Wolverines are going to get the taste of the other side of the medicine this time.
Absolutely. As they start out on the plus 39-yard line, excellent starting field position. We'll see which plays Coach Tim Bosser draws up here to try to get his Wolverines to snap this losing streak and get on the board here and score some points early here in this 5A Big East matchup. Franklin Regional, homecoming night. I used to be offended when they would schedule homecoming on me, on homecoming. How dare you schedule a homecoming game on when you play me as an opponent? You know, so you have to take that personal. So we'll see if the Wolverines take that personal and come out with a little extra fire to try to get something going here. Pringle's in a shotgun. Hands off to Siebels going over the left side. He bounces it, cuts back, reverses field. He has Pringle in front of him if he can get to the corner. And we have a flag in the backfield, but looks like this is going to come back. But great effort by Eris Siebels to try to reverse field and get up the right sideline and make something happen. But looks like this is going to come back. We'll see what the referees call here. So it looks like Siebels ran for about 15 or 20 yards and gained about 7 yards.
And actually, that one's on Franklin Regional.
Yeah, illegal participation. It looks like they may have had too many players on the field. That's the call against the Panthers. So that's going to add on to a great effort by Siebels and move the Wolverines all the way down into the red zone. They're going to get the ball at about the 12, 13-yard line of the Panthers. So great field position for the Wolverines here.
And we have to look out with that because Franklin Regional went from a 3-4 to a 4-3 and now a 5-2.
So Pringle hands the ball off over the middle. Problem with the exchange with Siebels. Ball's on the ground. Looks like it's picked up by the Panthers. Turnover for the Wolverines.
And it's the sophomore Sinclair that picked it up there. And I was trying to finish that thought right there. Franklin Regional had changed their defense from a 3-4 to a 4-3. And now they still have 4-3 constitutes, but they also run a 5-2. That was just an issue with it defensively with 12 men on the field. But it's clear they have fixed that, and now they have the ball back.
Yeah, so it looks like the first turnover of today is by the Wolverines. Deep driving, trying to get points on the board and turn the ball over at about the 14-yard line of the Panthers where they'll take over. Panthers come out. Wildcat formation, handoff over the right side. Gets a little bit of daylight, but is dragged down by the Wolverines at about the 17-yard line for a gain of about 3 yards on that play.
It's really interesting to see how Franklin Regional is, well, using a different player at quarterback. I was reading articles in the Trib earlier this week that they figured out their quarterback situation, but it looks like they're switching up things once again.
So Franklin Regional stands at the line of scrimmage as they don't huddle, go no huddle, not a fast-paced no huddle, but just muddling at the line of scrimmage. Looks like we're set for play here. And they shift heavy formation to the right. Hands the ball off up the middle, breaks through, gets a little bit of daylight ahead for about a gain of about 4 or 5 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a third down and about 3 for the Panthers here.
And that was listed in my spot chart as Aiden Huddock, the running back in this situation, but he's a wide receiver by trade on the official roster for Franklin Regional. I was told by Coach Lance Getze that they were going to throw a bunch of different looks at the Wolverines, and so far, yeah, this is a very different look.
So far, the Wolverines have stood up for the task, but we'll see here on this third down as they try to get off the field, get their offense back the ball. Wildcat formation. Keeps the ball going over the right side, has some daylight, makes a person miss, and their player is in the daylight. I do not believe they will catch him, and he will go all the way to the house. Touchdown, Caden Smith for the Franklin Regional Panthers.
And there's Weapon X for Franklin Regional in that situation. They were bottling him up early on in this game, and it just takes one, and suddenly, well, at least the entire tenor of the Wolverines defense on the run side has switched completely, and it's ghosts of last week for them.
Yeah, so what they did was they shifted the formation to the right, and they ended up running weak. But they pulled a lot of their offensive players around to create a power sweep and outman the backside, and caught the Wolverines lacking on that side and created a seam upfield into secondary for go all the way for the touchdown. Great play, great design. Extra point is down and up and good for a 7-0 lead for the Panthers so far.
Yeah, you mentioned about that unbalanced line. Yeah, that's a situation of they had too many men for a penalty. It was too many men on one side, not enough for the Wolverines. And we'll take a commercial break. It's 7-0 Panthers. You're watching the Roxamore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
Welcome back to the Roxamore Sports Network. 7-0 Panthers, and we'd like to wish a happy birthday to Raisha Mayhew. A happy 36th birthday. 36.
Yeah, happy birthday, Rainisha. So once we have a pooch kick and we have a stoppage in play here, it looks like the Panthers tried a little pooch kick, and it looks like we have a stoppage in play. But coming back off a big play by Mr. Smith here, has showed up big already in his second series to take the ball. I believe it was about a 68-yard touchdown run or so. It was a great run by that young man over the left side, get out in the daylight, and he had enough speed to take it all away, outrun defenders for the Wolverines.
Yeah, shades of Cade Giacomelli last week.
So we're all set for the kick, and once again we're off. It's a squib kick by the Wolverines, by the Panthers to the Wolverines. Picked up by number 6 for the Wolverines, Frankie Keys there. Gets that ball at about the 30-yard line. 35-yard line looks like where the Wolverines will take over for their third possession.
I think that was just to keep it out of Williams' hands. That opening kickoff return, they made it up to around the 40. I think they just didn't want to see that again. That's why I went to Keys.
So we'll see what the Wolverines plan here to get the ball to the situation. Deontay Williams, who's now flanked down at the bottom of the field, the short side of the field by itself, looks like single coverage. Handoff of the left side goes to Jones, and he gets ahead for a gain of about 4 or 3 yards on the play.
And Jones is really the charger out of the Wolverines offense. So last week he was very good in a lot of those situations, though Siebel's in his situations, you want him to be the lead back and have Jones to come back and be the 15 or 14-yard runner.
So the Wolverines come out with second down and then 7 yards to go here with the ball placed at about the 38-yard line. And this is their third series. First 2 series stalled. It's a couple negative plays, one turnover, a fumble, miss handoff with Pringle and Siebels. Pringle rolls, and he has a receiver wide open, and it looks like Angelo Reddick is up the sideline, down, and he will go all the way to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines. What an answer. What an answer.
Wow, what a big play by Pringle. We've been looking to see those situations where he uses his arm, and right there, a little bit of a jump throw, managed to get all of it to Reddick, and he did the rest of the work. And you have to give a shout-out to Deontay Williams, the situation with a key block there that sprung Reddick's all the way to the end zone.
Great play by the Wolverines. Pringle did a little half roll to his left, and he gets out and he looks has Reddick going the opposite way on a post, gets the ball up to him, and he does the rest. And like you said, Deontay Williams, the situation, gets involved in the play downfield and makes a good block, springing Reddick to go all the way for the touchdown. So the Wolverines are lined up with Daifuka attempting his extra point to tie this one up, with Deontay Williams holding for him. Extra point is down, up, and it looks like it may have been blocked. It's no good for the Wolverines. So the Wolverines come out, and they come back and answer with a great answer, but they are trailing 7-6 here in Franklin Regional.
And this game is brought to you by Alex Beasley Plumbing. Make things easy. Just call Beasley, where we take the sting out of your plumbing woes. Call 412-271-9293 to schedule your appointment. And this game is also sponsored by The Rock Comedy Show. Check out the Season 2 reunion of The Rock Comedy Show tonight at 9 p.m. on Roxamore Media and Entertainment YouTube, The Rock Comedy Show Facebook page, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Fire TV. And, of course, also see The Rock Comedy Show All-Stars Live in person on October 23rd at Rock's Landing Sports Bar, located at 506 Chartiers Avenue in McKees Rocks. Advance tickets are $20, and at the door is $25. To purchase your advance tickets, call the number 412-378-8271.
So we are just about set for live play here, as we have had two big plays here. Here in the first quarter, the Wolverines come out and they answer Caden Smith's big run of 60-plus yards with a big play, 60-plus yards, pass completed from Pringle to Angelo Reddick, and the kick dribbles out of bounds here. So that's going to be a flag on a play. And that's going to place the ball up at about the 25-yard line for the Panthers to start out with.
Well, that kick had a little bit of anger from Diafuca there. Missing that extra point, coming up a little bit short, maybe because of the block, and unfortunate that it bounced out of bounds in that situation.
So they're actually going to start at the 35-yard line. So the Panthers have good starting field position. So to recap the scoring, we had Caden Smith with a big run there, takes the ball in a wildcat formation on a third down play, goes over the left side, takes the ball downfield for about a 68-yard touchdown, and then the Wolverines come back the very next series and answer with a big play from Pringle to Reddick. And we have just the extra point separating our score right now. So set for play. Panthers come out. Shotgun formation, hand the ball off to number 5 over the left side, and he gets ahead for a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
And that was the first handoff from Tyler Buska to Tyler Buska, and it was from Connor Donnelly, the official quarterback of the Franklin Regional Panthers. So now I guess they're switching up a little bit right there, trying to keep the Wolverines off balance. A 5-yard gain there.
Yeah, Buska goes over the left side and gets ahead for a nice gain on first down. So they come out in the shotgun formation again, traditional quarterback. Little motion. Keeps the ball, goes over the left side. He has a little bit of running room. He's taken down, but it looks like the ball comes loose, and it looks like the Panthers get on top of it.
Yeah, Jason Lewis coming around the backside to tackle him from behind, and it looks like he managed to smack the ball loose, but Donnelly was down on the play, so it's still Franklin Regional ball.
So Donnelly keeps and gets the ball ahead over the 45-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for the Panthers here. So it looks like they're really trying to outnumber the Wolverines, as they're using a lot of motion and shifts to move their players from one side to the other and create mismatches and gain the advantage. So it looks like a shift to the left here, shotgun formation, hands the ball off up the middle, and he gets ahead to about the 50-yard line.
Another handoff to Buska, and now the Wolverines have to look out with this, because I was talking to the head coach of Franklin Regional, and he said that he was going to switch up a lot of things, not just defensively, but also offensively. So this has to be something to look out there. I know the Wolverines are looking for the home run ball right now. They just have to keep everything in front of them.
So don't be surprised here. Shotgun formation, hands the ball off, and he's hitting the backfield for a loss on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7 for the Panthers here. So the Wolverines are going to have to be aware here and look for the fake handoff or the fake run and the home run ball as the Panthers definitely have that big play strike capability.
Yeah, it'll be up to the interior defense for them. Right there on that stop was Keys and Sally. And as the nose tackle, it's going to be important for them to shut off those runs up the middle, force them to bounce outside and go to their fast corners who hopefully can make the play.
As you see, the big play, Caden Smith is not in the game right now for the Panthers. They come out in shotgun formation. And we have a shift, and it looks like we're going to have illegal procedure, early movement by the Panthers, but we'll see. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 12 yards to go.
Yeah, that's one thing they also have to look out there right now with those shifts right there. It seems like it's an audible, but it's actually just trying to like restart the play. So yes, it is an audible actually, but you have to look out there because any early movement, the referees, especially when you establish that's what the type of play you want to run, that's the audibles you want to run. They're looking to see if you're still on side.
So Connor Donnelly is back at quarterback here, has yet to throw the ball. So I would be on high alert if I was the Wolverines here. Fakes the ball and on cue throws a little screen pass, and it is broken up, dropped, but broken up by the Wolverines as they were ready for that screen play.
Yeah, Busica's going to want to have that one back. It was right in the bread basket, and he just dropped it. He had blockers right in front, at least 3 from Franklin Regional, but he couldn't make the catch.
So that's going to be a turnover on downs here. It's going to create the turnover here. 4th down, they're going to have to punt it away. And back deep. It looks like Brandon Jones is going to be back deep for the Wolverines. And we have another flag on the play.
Wolverines clapping. It looks like it's going to be on Franklin Regional. And it is. So a little bit more favorable for Jones on that last return. It looked like he had something going. He was just caught up in the trees of Franklin Regional.
Yeah, that's going to be an illegal substitution penalty on the Panthers there. Going to back them up 5 yards, going to bring up a 4th down and about 17 yards to go here. Wolverines should come out of this one with a great starting field position here to try to get the ball down the field and take the lead here. Homecoming night at Franklin Regional Panther Stadium. The punt is off. Taken by Jones. Spins, gets a block. Breaks through the first wave and gets the ball up over the 35-yard line to about the 36-yard line. Not bad starting field position for the Wolverines.
But we'll see if that actually is going to be their field position because there is a flag on the field. Give me a second. I'll rip it out for you.
So it looks like an illegal block in the back against the Wolverines. That's going to be a penalty that's going to back them up. So instead of starting at about the 36-yard line, they're going to be backed up to about the 20-yard line to start out their drive here. Wolverines come out. Shotgun formation, 2 running backs in the backfield with Pringle, and we have more laundry on the play. Here it looks like illegal shift against the Wolverines. It's going to back them up 5 more yards here.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Wolverines. They've been the beneficiary of that type of penalty, but now they have to back up a little bit.
Looks like that penalty was declined because there was no gain on the play. Panthers declined it, and it'll be 2nd down and about 9 yards to go for the Wolverines. So they come out in shotgun with Pringle shotgun formation, passes the ball over the sideline. It's complete for a short gain. to Deontay Williams. The situation finally gets his hand on the ball. First time here for Deontay Williams to get his hands on the ball.
Well, like it was only a 1 yard or maybe 2 gain on that play.
So just about ending down the first quarter here. That might be the last play in the first quarter. We're going to get through this one with a 7-6 lead for the Panthers here. Homecoming night, Panther Stadium, Wolverines trailing.
And we'll be right back with second quarter action on the Roxamore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with RE/MAX Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
Seven, 6 Panthers as we're about to start the second quarter of action, and in between breaks, they honored Franklin Regional head coach, legendary Greg Botta, 29 years at Franklin Regional, 27 as head coach, 177 career victories, and 16 straight playoffs. Amazing.
Yeah, great career there by that coach. Had a great imprint on this program. Had this program definitely on the upside. End up getting the WPL championship, 2005 or so.
Also the state championship as well.
Yeah, so great man, great dedication, great tribute to a great coach that developed this program here at Franklin Regional.
So behind the play, that was an incompletion from Pringle, and now it's 4th and 8.
4th and 8 for the Wolverines here. And looks like Deontay Williams is back to punt. He gets the punt away. High punt. And it's taken at about the 43, 44-yard line as well. The Panthers will take over for their next possession.
So it's going to be interesting to see what the Panthers do out here. They switched up their entire offense. They went from, having Caden Smith lead the way to deciding to put it in the hands of their true quarterback in Connor Donnelly and Tyler Buska, and it didn't work out for him there. Wolverines have to still stay prepared, and it looks like Smith is back out there, so we'll see what they do this time.
So it looks like they're going to line up again in the Wildcat formation with Smith being the quarterback / running back at the line of scrimmage. Sends a little motion from the left, does a quick pitch over the right side, and he is taken down for looks like a gain of about 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, only 1 yard for Huddock there as they went back to the offense that got them the touchdown with Caden Smith at quarterback. And they do a whole host of different looks out there for their offense. Franklin Regional, you have to be on high alert out there because they have H-backs, tight ends, quarterbacks, wide receivers that can also run. It's a scary offense to defend.
Absolutely. 1 yard gain for Aiden Huddock. Brings up a second down and 9 yards to go here. Smith in a Wildcat fakes the ball, looks for an opening, keeps the ball, makes a couple people miss, gets over the left side, and it looks like the ball comes out. And it looks like the Panthers get on top of the fumble. That's going to bring up a third down and about 4 yards to go for the Panthers.
He was very patient on that run, really just making small little moves, trying to bait the defenders one way and try to break it once again, but the Wolverines stay with it. Nice job by them.
So just about with the ball resting at the midfield stripe, the Panthers will have a third down and about 4 yards to go early here in the second quarter. Takes the ball, hands the ball off over the right side, and he gets ahead for a first down.
It's Huddock on
Huddock
that
again
one.
on the first down.
Yeah, and Huddock, you have to also look out whenever they decide to go into a regular offensive set outside of Wildcats. 6 receptions, 271 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That's a lot to look out for. 5 total touchdowns, also with running as well.
So the Panthers are a little muddle huddle, no huddle, just muddling at the line of scrimmage. Get the play call. Looks like a little misdirection. Tried to hand the ball off on a counter going over the right side, but the Wolverines were up to the task, taking them down for a loss on the play.
And really, it was just a little bit of a chop by Angelo Reddix there. He managed to get a piece of him, but it was able to make him forced to have his knee touch the ground there. That's a strong play right there.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring up a second down and 11 for the Panthers here early in the second quarter. The Panthers are leading the Wolverines 7-6 as we've had 2 big plays here in the first quarter that capped out our scoring, one by each team over 60 yards. Schiff hands the ball off over the left side, and it looks like he's going to go all the way to the house. Touchdown, Panthers.
Just too many shifts for the Wolverines right now. They have to account for so much, and now it's Huddock who breaks it right up the middle. And again, they load it to one side and run right up the other side.
Absolutely.
And the Wolverines just have no chance right now against those. They have to make an adjustment. Maybe they have to send in a spy.
Absolutely. They're basically running away from the power formation where they're outmanned at on the weak side and pulling some of their players around to that side, and it's creating seams, thus letting them get these long touchdowns here for the Panthers. So we are set for the extra point, down and up. The kick is good for the Panthers as they take a 14-6 lead over the Wolverines on another big play strike, a run over the left side for the Franklin Regional Panthers.
And really, you have to take a look at last week, Penn Trafford. They were just lining up everybody on the correct side where they were going to run the ball, and they told the Wolverines, okay, stop us. And now Franklin Regional was just lining up, trying to do the same thing, and then at the last second switch to the other side. There was one of those handoffs they had to Huddock early on. Smith tried to sneak him away for a little bit. He was going to hand it off left, and then at the last second turned right and gave it to Huddock, but the Wolverines were ready. It's just a lot to look out for on this defense.
So once again, the Wolverines found themselves in a hole. Not by much, though. 1 touchdown ball game as they can get a touchdown in the extra point, a 2-point conversion to tie this thing up. But they're going to have to get it in high gear here now because the Panthers' offense is starting to roll.
And you worry because at least in the last couple weeks, aside from against Wayne Valley, the magic number to beat the Wolverines has been 13 or 6, and they only have 6 right now.
So we are set for kick. Kick is away, and it's deep. It looks like it's taken by Jones. He runs, has a host of blockers in front of him, breaks up the sideline, gets a little daylight, out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Good return by Jones on that play.
And that's what the Wolverines need. They need their special teams to be special right now. Any opportunity at a shorter field works out for their offense because they love to run the ball. They're only down 8 right now, but still, they have to make a little bit more headway than they've done in the past couple weeks. They need more of what they did in Penn Hills, then some.
So the Wolverines come out, break the huddle. Jashawn Pringle has been at quarterback since the start of the game. Shotgun formation. Flanked, it looks like Jones on his side. To the right, trips to the field. Deontay Williams to the bottom. It looks like he throws the ball outside to Reddick. Reddick has a little bit of daylight, gets up the sideline and across the 50-yard line to Reddick's for a gain of about 12 yards for first down on that play.
Yes, those short little passes to the flat, that's the Wolverines' bread and butter. And right now they just want to put the ball in the hands of their playmakers. That's when they're at their best. And you have to imagine that ball is going to be coming to the situation soon.
Absolutely. The situation has to be in the equation there. Going to have to get him involved in the equation. The situation comes out in shotgun formation, trips to the field, hands the ball off to Jones up the middle, has a little daylight, falls ahead forward for a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
And those inside runs, again, for the Wolverines, that's where they've had most of their long touchdowns. So they're just trying to just put it in between the guard and the tackle or the center and the guard and just try to force it down teams' throats.
So it looks like there's a timeout in the play right now. Stoppage in play, so it looks like a timeout right now. But once again, it looks like the Wolverines have found something there on their offense. Little quick pass, then a run to Jones up the middle over the right side and gains about 5 or 6 yards on the first down. So it looks like they may have found something there. They're going to need it right now.
Absolutely, and it looks like the running back is now, at least Jones is going to be the feature back in this offense. And it looks like it was an official's timeout right now, as there was no official word of who called it at that situation. And this game is brought to you by Alex Beasley Plumbing. Make things easy, just call Beasley, where we take the sting out your plumbing woes. Call 412-271-9293 to schedule your appointment.
All right, we are set for live play here. Wolverines have the ball at about the 44-yard line. Second down and about 4 yards to go. Pringle in shotgun formation, back to pass, takes off over the left side, has a receiver, throws the ball. He bounces off for one defender, takes it all the way to the house for a touchdown for the Wolverines.
Oh, welcome back, Lou Calloway. Hurt last week, but he just pummeled his way through Caden Smith on the way for that touchdown. Nice to see power from the receivers as well.
Yeah, it looks like Callaway took a little bit of Smith with him into the end zone. So we have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go away. Live on Roxamore Sports Network. 5A Big East matchup. Woodland Hills versus the Franklin Regional Panthers here in a conference matchup Friday night under the lights. Wolverines line up to go for 2. Pringle in the shotgun formation. Under duress, takes off up the middle, bulls ahead, and he is stopped short of the line to gain, and the Wolverines will continue to trail in this game. Good effort, though, by that young man.
Yeah, that was all pursuit by Franklin Regional there as they managed to stop him when Pringle was going to take off. But regardless, we still have a game with 7:59 remaining. It's the Panthers 14, the Wolverines 12 on the Roxamore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with RE/MAX Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
Welcome back to the Roxamore Sports Network. Wolverines score on the touchdown, but Pringle stopped on the two-point conversion, so it's still a two-loss. It's still down 2 for the Wolverines, and right now in the 5A Big East, it's Gateway and Penn Trafford taking on each other tonight, tied at 4-2 apiece with a conference win, and Franklin Regional right behind them at 2-4, and then Latrobe 2-4, but no conference wins, 0-1. Woodland Hills 0-1 in conference, 1-5 overall, and Connellsville at the back 0-6, 0-1 in conference.
So it looks like the kick deep by Dayafuka is taken at about the 10-yard line, but run back well by the Panthers up to about the 35-yard line where the Panthers will take over here. So big play by Callaway, gets the Wolverines by Pringle to Callaway, gets the Wolverines back in this game. 14-12 ball game as Callaway takes Smith into the end zone, runs him over, and goes all the way in for a pay dirt.
Yeah, look out below. The train was leaving the station that time for the Wolverines, and they're going to need a lot more of that offensively in the coming weeks.
So it looks like the Panthers come out in Wildcat formation with Smith as quarterback. Little motion to the left. Fakes the handoff. He keeps the ball going over the left side. Tripped up by the Wolverines in the backfield. Taken down for a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
And Smith, really, as a runner, it wasn't exactly his strong suit. Until that touchdown, he only had 9 attempts for 48 yards. But now he's also proven that he's dangerous as a quarterback running the ball as well.
So once again, we're set for play here. The Panthers leading the Wolverines 14-12. Second down and about 8 yards to go. Ball resting at about the 37, 38-yard line. Fakes a quick pitch over the right side. Keeps the ball up the middle. Gains. Caden Smith goes ahead for a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, and after the hurdle, Jeremiah Ramsey was ready for him right there as he met him just as he touched the ground again there. Nice play by Ramsey.
So where we've seen the Wolverines have had issues is when the Panthers lined up in a heavy formation to one side and then shifted and then ran back to the weak side, created a seam, and was able to get into the secondary and get ahead for both of their touchdown runs. So we'll see what they come up with on this third down and about maybe 6 yards to go here on this third down. So there's the shift there from the heavy to the right. Keeps the ball. This time he goes to the heavy side formation, and the Wolverines are ready, and they are there to take them down for a gain of about 1 yard on the play.
It's clear the Wolverines are fast enough to go on to the heavy side. It's just that when you're ready for that heavy side and they go the other way, you're just not going to be fast enough no matter what you do on that. You just have to be ready whenever they decide, okay, let's go up to the unbalanced side.
So it looks like it's going to bring up a fourth down and about 5 yards on the play, and they have their offense in, but it looks like it might be a short, maybe like a pooch kick formation. Motion. And it looks like they fake it, and they try to go for the first down. I'm not really understanding that call there. In your own territory, leading by 2, and you go for a fourth down and about 6 yards to go.
Well, that's great advanced scouting by the Wolverines because that was Roman Sarnik, who's listed as an H-back but is also capable of being a quarterback himself. So regardless, that's a good job and nice identification by the Woodland Hills sideline and the defense there to stop them. And now they have an opportunity to get back in front here.
Absolutely. Wolverines have a short field as they take over on about the 40-yard line with an opportunity to go ahead and take this lead here homecoming night at Panther Stadium. Pringle in the shotgun formation. It looks like Siebels is behind him. Hands the ball off to Siebels. He breaks the tackle, gets over the left side. He gets ahead for a gain of about 3 or 4 on that play.
And again, it's good to see Siebels back in the lineup after last week. They could use all the help they can in the running backfield. Yes, they're one of the best running teams in 5A, but still, more weapons, more fun.
Yeah, we're going to see if the Wolverines are going to get the ball into the hands of the situation, and he can have his imprint on this game and make a big play here.
Right now, he's just been a decoy.
He's down at the bottom of the field into the short side of the field. You have trips to the right. Pringle looks to the right, and he looks for Deontay Williams, and he takes off, flicks the ball to Reddick. Once again, he's up the sideline. He has one man to beat, and he gets a great block, and they throw a flag on the play to call that touchdown back. But that was a great block. It did not look like an illegal block, but it was a great block by Lewis Calloway, and he just basically took out the Panther player. So that play is going to be called back as a blindside, a crackback block, but I'm not sure at that moment what it was.
Yeah, that seems like a good block right there. That's just one of those whatever penalties for Callaway. You keep doing what you're doing there. Just, I guess now you know that the referees are going to call that penalty, but that was still a good block.
They called a holding. I'm not sure how that was a holding, but it looks like a great block there, but I did not see a holding play on that. So that's going to take that touchdown off the board for Angelo Reddick, who was a great play by Pringle to scramble and get the ball to Reddick across the middle as he ran away from a host of Franklin Regional defenders to go into for a touchdown for the Wolverines, but that's going to take that touchdown off the board. Nonetheless, the Wolverines have a first down and 10 yards to go on about the 25-yard line, and they are on the move. Handoff. Siebel's over the right side, gets ahead for a gain of about 7 on the play.
Yeah, that's a nice get-back play by the Wolverines there, picking up 7 on the run, and Siebel's able to cut it to the outside, and he almost broke around the corner.
So once again, the Wolverines have the ball, second down, and about 3 yards to go on about the 17-yard line of the Panthers after the Panthers went for it on a fourth down and about 6 deep in their own territory at about the 40-yard line. I'm not sure whether they were trying to catch the Wolverines napping, looking for a punt, but the Wolverines were not fooled. And we have a timeout on the field. The Wolverines take a timeout, trailing 14-12 here, the second quarter on the Roxamore Sports Network. We're going to take a break, commercial break, and we'll be right back to live action.
'Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with RE/MAX Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
(14-12) Panthers, 4:31 remaining, and we'd like to wish Renisha Mayhew a happy 36th birthday. Happy birthday.
Back to live action. Pringle in the shotgun, rolls over to the left, looks for a receiver, has a receiver. Callaway wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Mr. Pringle has showed up to Franklin Regional Panthers Stadium. Touchdown, Pringle.
Lewis
Callaway.
Lewis Callaway, the third or the second time with a touchdown there and a little toe drag swag in the end zone. A nice play there, and now the Wolverines have taken a 4-point lead.
So we'll see what the Wolverines decide to do here on the extra point. They're going to go for 2, or they're going to go ahead and try to kick it here. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here as Pringle is in the backfield, lined up in the shotgun formation. Great pass play by Pringle, leading the ball to Callaway, drags his feet, 2-point conversion. Oh, is up and throws, it looks like for Reddick, through his hands. Should have been completed, but missed opportunity by the Wolverines, but they take a 4-point lead here on homecoming night at Franklin Regional Panthers Stadium. How you like that, Ty?
Well, it looked like at least on that quick slant for Reddix, he had his first hand on it, but he tried to trap it with his left, and he just couldn't do it that time. It's unfortunate. But regardless, the Wolverines, their best offensive performance since week 0, and at the perfect time in conference play. They're still looking for three wins in conference play. That'll get them back into playoffs.
So once again, Wolverines are showing a little bit of firepower tonight, coming out with a little pep in their step. Got a couple touchdowns already on the board. One called back. Offense is looking better. Play calling looking good. Tighten down a couple of small mistakes, and they may have a little bit of butter on their bread. So great to be with you here tonight. Friday night under the lights. Homecoming, Franklin Regional Panther Stadium. Wolverines looking to be spoilers for homecoming for the Panthers. So we're just about set for kick. Diafuka has it teed up. Kick, squib kick. Bounces off of one of the Panthers, picked up. And he bounces to the sideline, has a little daylight. He's gone up the sideline, takes the ball to about the 40-yard line, down to about the 38-yard line of the Wolverines.
And that's the other Buska brother, Zach, there on the squib kick return. Just the worst possible situation you want to have there.
Great run by Busa up the sidelines. Gets the ball ahead. Great answer by the Panthers to come out to answer for the Wolverines' scoring drive there. So we'll see what the Panthers do here. First down and 10 for the Panthers here at about the 39-yard line. Come out with their quarterback in this time. Hands the ball off up the middle, and looks like the Wolverines are right there, and they take them down for a short gain.
Nice recognition by the Wolverines to see that play's going up the middle, and they just swarmed the middle. And those big defensive linemen made the play there.
Yeah. So once again, it's second down and 9 yards to go as the Panthers start out the plus 39-yard line. A great run back there on a kickoff return. Put them in a great position to try to get points on the board here. Shotgun formation, hands the ball off over the right side, breaks a couple tackles, and gets ahead. That's Buska once again on a carry, as he's been a workhorse tonight. Runs through a couple tackles, and he's taken down for a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, the older Tyler Buska, and right now a little bit of an update going around in 5A Big East. It's Gateway up 3-0 over Penn Trafford.
So it brings up a third down and about 7 yards for the Panthers here. Friday night under the lights here, Western Pennsylvania 5A Big East Conference football matchup, Roxamore Sports Network. Pass has a receiver caught, taken down immediately short of the first down.
What a big play by Amare Brown, the freshman, managing to get low underneath Sarnick to make the stop short of the goal line, for the first down marker, excuse me. So we'll see if the Wolverines have one more big stop on them.
So you have to believe right here that they're going to go for it here on this, because they went for it on fourth down and deep in their own territory on about the 40-yard line. So looks like Coach Lance Getsy's going to leave his troops out there. They shift to a heavy formation to the right, keeps the ball, runs over the right sideline, being chased by a host of Wolverines and taken down for a loss, and a turnover on downs for the Wolverines as they jump around and have a little pep.
And really leading the charge there was Frankie Keys, as he was the first man on the charge there. And it's just a great defensive effort as they shut down the Wildcat offense of the Panthers. And now with 1:58 remaining in the half, they have an opportunity to extend this lead before the break.
So it looks like the Wolverines have an opportunity to get more points here on the board before half. Mr. Pringle showed up, is in the building, comes out with trips to the right, 2 receivers left, shotgun formation, looks, throws the ball, looks like a bubble screen, has a receiver, looks like the situation, and he takes the ball, and he will go all the way to the house. The situation has showed up in the building.
Like clockwork, Deontay Williams just needed one chance with the ball to make a play. That was his first chance, and he did not miss. Great job on the bubble screen, managed to read the blockers, and then took it right up the middle to the house.
Great play by Coach Boster. Great play call. Great execution by the Wolverines right before half to get points on the board. We were wondering when he would show up. The situation, Superman, Deontay Williams is in the building. So the Wolverines, this is a team that we thought we would see from the Wolverines all year long. For some reason, they felt it in the air tonight. They came out, you felt it when their warm-ups. They had a little pep in their step. So they have to sustain and continue to play hard football and get back on a winning track and end this 5-game losing streak. Absolutely.
It's a great job by the Wolverines. They have this strategy. They know that sometimes their offensive line is just overwhelmed, but they managed to get the ball out quickly, and they put it in the hands of their playmakers, and that's been the difference tonight. They need more of this over the coming weeks again. I'll say this until I'm blue in the face, but this is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Absolutely. So it looks like we have a penalty on the play. I'm not sure what the penalty is, but looks like the move moves the Wolverines back. Maybe it was unsportsmanlike conduct. Move them back for this extra point try here to about the 18-yard line.
Looks like an NFL extra point now from this range. They're definitely going to have to go out in their traditional offense.
So it looks like the Wolverines take a timeout here as they have built on their lead here, 24-14 here, Franklin Regional, home of the Panthers, homecoming night. The Wolverines come in and silence the crowd here. No more cowbells going right now, ladies and gentlemen.
So we'll take a quick commercial break. It's 24-14 Wolverines on the Roxamore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
24-14 Wolverines, 144 remaining, and it looks like they will still attempt the point after. This time, the ball will be placed at the 25, so a long PAT. We'll see if Diafuca can put it through. Snap, ball down, the kick on the way.
And it looks like the kick is no good, but he had the length. Just looks like it went a little bit wide left, but Diafuca has made some in warm-ups, about 50 yards in warm-ups, so great effort by that young man, but nonetheless, the Wolverines have the lead.
Yeah, a 10-point lead, their biggest lead since week 0. And
24 points on the scoreboard for the Wolverines in the first half. That would qualify as a good start for the Wolverines.
A great start compared to most of the season for them, as they've been fighting to get over 13, and now they just blown straight past that mark.
Well, you knew that once the situation got the ball and he got through that first wave of defenders, that you knew that nobody was going to catch that young man, as he is lightning in the bottle. Gets the ball up the field for another big gain, a touchdown for the Wolverines. Put them up 24-14 over the Panthers. .144 left to go here on the second quarter game clock, and it looks like we will see what the Panthers decide to do here if they try to score and get some points on the board right before half. Kick is taken at about the 11-yard line. Has a little bit of opening. makes a couple people miss, taken down at about the 37-yard line for the Franklin Regional Panthers.
And again, Buska, their kick returner, managing to get them out of the 10s and up to the 30s, 37, 38-yard line. Nice kickoff return there. We'll see what the Panthers can do with 1:36 remaining.
Yeah, Buska's been dangerous on that kickoff return. It's the last one he brought back into Wolverine territory to set his team up. Great starting field position, which that drive actually stalled, and they did not capitalize on that great field position. So once again, the Panthers come out. No huddle, shotgun formation with their quarterback, Connor Donnelly, and looks like he's back to pass. Throws a little bubble screen, has a receiver, number 4, up the middle, and he's met and driven back hard by a Wolverine. Great tackle there. Looks like number 11, Callaway, who's come back in the game after missing last week injured, fired up, ready to play on both sides of the ball.
Nothing says more fired up than an Arn Anderson spine buster. That's exactly what he delivered there.
Yeah, it looks like Maddox Morrison was the receiver. It looks like he ran into a brick wall and was just driven back. So great play, 9-yard gain on a play. Looks like ball was intended for Smith, but Reddick had him covered up like a blanket. And looks like Reddick said this is a no-fly zone for Caden Smith.
Well, Caden Smith is all of 6'4", maybe 6'5", so he can climb up the ladder, but that was asking for a little too much there.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for the Panthers here.
And just taking a look at the scoreboard, it's Latrobe up 28-0 over Connellsville, and Penn Trafford has a 7-3 lead over Gateway.
So once again, we have a small stoppage in play, but we'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Friday night under the lights 5A football matchup. I'd like to thank you. Actually, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'd like to thank you and encourage you for early detection. No one should fight cancer alone. It's never too early for detection. And it looks like we are back to live play, and it looks like he's taken down for a big loss. But once again, that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Panthers, and we'll see if the Wolverines decide to take a timeout with 46 seconds left to go, try to get the ball back and score more points.
And it looks like they did take a timeout, and wow. And Kellen McDonough leading the charge on the defensive line there as he managed to get all up in the kitchen of Franklin Regional there.
But once again, we are donning our pink once again for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we like to recognize that and encourage you to early detection. Go get your screenings. Early detection is the key to beating cancer. World Hospice Day is October 9th. We are set for play here live on the Roxamore Sports Network. So, Ty, what have you seen so far tonight out the Wolverines?
Well, first I want to give a shout-out to my Aunt Donna Grimes. She managed to survive breast cancer, so, of course, this is a strong month, of course, for me as well. But really, it's been the Wolverines. Their fight has been different tonight, and that's been the difference.
So it looks like we are set. Punt is away, and it's a long punt. And it looks like Deontay Williams lets it drop and dribbles dead at about the 16-yard line. So we'd like to congratulate you on as well for surviving that. You know, we all know somebody who's been affected by that. So make sure if you have an opportunity, be there for someone. No one should fight cancer alone, and it's never too early for detection. And also make sure you continue to wear your mask and do your social distancing and get your COVID shots if possible to help curb this coronavirus. Do become united as the United States. We are one. As one, we can win and beat this thing.
Well said as always.
So we are set for play here. The Wolverines take over at about the 15-yard line. Mr. Pringle has showed up big. 34 seconds left on the clock here. I'd be surprised if the Wolverines do anything here other than try to run the clock out, as they'd be content with going to the locker room with a 10-point lead here in the first half.
And remember early on in the season, just those frustrating moments where they didn't take the opportunities to get more points before the half. I'm sure if you're a Wolverines fan, you'll take this right now gladly.
Absolutely. Take a kneel down here, get in with 10-point lead, come out, figure out a strategy to come out and do more of what you did in the first half and get out of here with a victory. On the other half, the other side, looks like the Panthers are going to have to figure out how to stop this Pringle train from running down the tracks, as he has come in at quarterback and been able to distribute the ball to some of his playmakers and get this offense that was pedestrian for the first 5 games going.
He's treating it just like 7-on-7 in July right now, and you can see he's having fun. He's going out there and he's going for it all. And again, it's great to see that he's having this success as Woodland Hills takes their final timeout of the half.
So Coach Tim Boster wants to talk to his troops there and figure out what he wants to do here. But I'll be definitely surprised if he does anything other than take a nail down here going into the half. Take that 10-point lead and go in and let's talk about what we want to do in the second half to come out and do better.
But to play devil's advocate right now, this offense is humming right now.
Yeah, the offense is humming right now, to your point. The offense is doing well, but you wouldn't want to take an unnecessary risk, turn the ball over, and give them points for the half.
And this game is brought to you by Alex Beasley Plumbing. Make things easy. Just call Beasley, where we take the sting out of your plumbing woes. Call 412-271-9293 to schedule your appointment.
So we are set for play here. The Wolverines leading the Panthers here 24-14 with 34 seconds left on the clock. Pringle, shotgun formation, fakes the ball, keeps it, goes ahead for a gain of about 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, nice job by Pringle. He was in a little bit of trouble because I've seen a couple paws of the Panthers trying to paw at the ball, but he managed to put 2 hands on it.
So I think that'll probably do it there for the first half. I think that'll be the last play of the first half there, as the Wolverines will just let the clock run out here, go at halftime up by 10 here at Panther Stadium. 5A Big East football matchup, backyard rivalry, Franklin Regional Panthers versus the Woodland Hills Wolverines. And we'll be right back here with the halftime show and more talk about the first half on the Roxamore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
Films a shotgun formation flanked by Siebels, and we have back deep, and you have him wide open, and it looks like he's going to go all the way to the house. Tariq Scipio, big play receiver for the Wolverines.
Finally, they got the big play receiver the ball.
Early detection and treatment is key to save lives.
live action. Deontay Williams rolls out and finds a receiver deep in the end zone for the touchdown with 47 seconds left.
Hi, welcome to Fit for Boxing Club.
Here at Fit for Boxing, you'll find a fast, fun, and effective workout where you can burn up to 1,000 calories.
Come try a free class at Fit for Boxing, where beginners are always welcome. It's fun for the whole family, people of all ages. Old or young, it doesn't matter. In addition to our trainer-led workouts, we also offer private lessons, community fundraiser and team building events for local companies and more.
Hi, my name's Mary. I've been a member at Fit for Boxing for a little over a year now. If you need to get a good workout in, come to Fit for Boxing, and Rich and his staff will take care of each and every one of you.
Fit for Boxing Club is located in Hampton Township, just outside of the city of Pittsburgh on William Flynn Highway. Come learn how to box and have fun. Call Fit for Boxing Club at 412-213-3584 or visit our website at www.fit4boxingclub.com.
Want to put a spotlight on some of these kids who could be going places, and we want to be there to help them get to the next level, whether it be Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, junior college, wherever they want to go, we want to support them and get them to the top.
We have some pretty successful and high-level bowlers that were able to gain exposure through Roxamore Sports Network. And so for me, the decision was a no-brainer from the standpoint of it elevated the profile of our athletic department, it elevated the profile of our school district, and most importantly, it elevated the profile of our student athletes.
To bring light and a mic to a situation to make a difference. That's what Roxamore has always meant to me.
What surprised me the most about Roxamore is, well, how dedicated it was.
So I'd absolutely recommend Roxamore Sports Network, and why is simply because Roxamore Sports Network is in it for the business of helping kids.
Delivering a sports experience like no other. That makes you say, oh, that's all right. As an old man would once say, that's all right.
So I started limping over there to her fast, but wasn't fast enough. So I had to get her attention. I'm like, hey. She turned around, see me limping towards her. She says, oh my gosh, you've been shot. I just fell on the ground. There wasn't even nothing wrong with me.
Graduated from Ohio State Penitentiary. They got real classes in there. Anybody been in that school? No, they got real classes. Like, it's 50-year-old man in there. They was like, hey, fam, can you be quiet? I got school in the morning.
And I'm still fat. So if you watch season 1, I remained and maintained all this weight for season 2. I ate just enough fried chicken, cornbread, collard greens, mac and cheese, all that, just to maintain all.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
And welcome back. It's halftime on the Roxamore Sports Network as it's Woodland Hills 24, Franklin Regional 14 as we welcome you back in the Franklin Regional section. And partner, let's just talk about this. Jashawn Pringle, 9 for 11, 227 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, a performance like no other this season.
Absolutely. Could have been 5 touchdowns because he had one taken off the board. He had one taken off the board, so could have been 5 touchdowns. So here in Franklin Regional on homecoming, the Wolverines come in and get their pedestrian offense going for somehow, some way through Mr. Pringle, and they have a halftime lead so far.
If I would tell you that Woodland Hills only had 28 yards rushing, what would you think the score would be?
Well, you wouldn't think that they would be leading by 10 points here, homecoming night here at the Panther Stadium. But also on the Panther side, Mr. Smith showed up big. He had a big run there for a touchdown, getting his team on the board. for a 68-yard touchdown run. So it's been an exciting game here, homecoming night here, WPIL 5A matchup, Big East matchup here in Western Pennsylvania.
Yes, Smith, the beneficiary of those 154 yards rushing for Franklin Regional, and only 15 yards passing for Franklin Regional so far. But, man, I guess if it's one thing you have to say off of those runs, it was those unbalanced lines. They just ran on the weak side, and then Woodland Hills just couldn't stop it. And now it seems like they got a kibosh on that.
Absolutely. So Franklin Regional will come out and set up in a heavy formation to one side and shift to the other side and run back to the weak side, pull their heavy formation around the corner and get to the weak side and create a large lane and get up the lane and take it in for a touchdown. So first half, they scored a couple touchdowns off of that. We'll see what the adjustment will be for Coach Boster in the second half for the Wolverines. But the Wolverines are going to have to slant. If they go heavy to the right and you think they're going to run back to the left, slant back to that left side to take away that run to that weak side.
Yeah, and really another thing, the only really down point for Woodland Hills is probably the point after touchdowns. They've so far scored none of those, and yeah, I had to remind myself at halftime with 24 points, it came off of 4 touchdowns. It's just not something you see every day. Usually teams pay with that type of conversion percentage, 0%.
Right, so the Wolverines come out, and their keys to success were move the football and score points to start, slow down the Franklin Regional offense, Mr. Smith, Caden Smith in particular, and also win the special teams play. So far, I would say they've done 2 out of 3 of those keys to success, and that's led to their success right now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, of course, the one key is stop Caden Smith, but for the most part, I guess compared to most, they've been able to contain him. Yes, he's been in on both touchdowns for Franklin Regional, but still, I think if you look up and it's 14 and you had 24, you'll take it.
Absolutely. On a great night here for football in Western Pennsylvania. It's been, we have slightly overcast skies. We're looking for a little bit of rain here before this half is over, but so far so good tonight. Great football night here in Franklin Regional. Great fans. Good to see the fans here in the stands. It's great opportunity here to witness a great 5A football matchup.
And right now, you still have to take a look at the standings. This is a game that has a lot running on it right now. If Woodland Hills wins this, they go 1-1, and by virtue of the tiebreaker, they take 3rd place potentially. But Latrobe is up big against Connellsville right now, so they may stick in that 4th place spot. But still, with the opportunity next week, a big game, a highway battle between Gateway.
Absolutely.
And Gateway right now is taking the lead against Penn Trafford, as I feel a little bit of raindrops on us right now.
Yeah, so there's still a lot of season left here for the Wolverines. They just need to end this 5-game losing streak, get back on the right track. They can control their own destiny with victories. And as long as you have Pringle and back there distributing the ball, getting the ball to the playmakers in space, you have an opportunity to make big plays. As a situation, Deontay Williams, a.k.a. Superman, showed up big also in the first half with a couple blocks on big plays by Reddick and also a big play bubble screen, and he took ahead for about a 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it's just been long touchdown rounds. That has been the Woodland Hills specialty when they've gotten those wins. You think back to the first game of the season against Wayne Valley, a 99-yard touchdown, and it's good to see that Lewis Callaway is back out there healthy, because last week's injury looked pretty bad. It almost, at early thoughts, was season-ending, but he's out here and he's doing well, even despite that penalty, which was maybe a little ticky-tacky, but maybe too much violence on the block.
Oh, great block by Mr. Callaway. Great touchdown. He did a great touchdown by Mr. Callaway. And he's also contributed on the defensive side as well. He's made big plays on the defense, making tackles. He's done an excellent job in the second half, in the first half there for the Wolverines. Great to have that young man back, along with Air Siebels. Even though he hasn't had big runs so far for the Wolverines, but he's definitely contribute to the success of the Wolverines.
Yeah, he's been the change of pace. He's been the change of pace back for Woodland Hills tonight as we let people in. But actually, we want to put you in the middle, man.
All right, so once again, we are joined here by Franklin Regional Superintendent here, and we just like to thank you for joining us here, Mr. Dr. Gennaro
Perino. Yes.
Perino.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, sir. Good to be here. My name
Welcome.
is Craig Thomas, and you're on Roxamore Sports Network live here, Franklin Regional Homecoming. Excited to have your fans back in the stadium. Great brand of football.
Well, it is a great night for football. Great night for community celebration. It's great to welcome Woodland Hills to Franklin Regional to Murraysville tonight, and excited to see our students here. And when you look, 75% of our student body's here tonight, involved in this game in some capacity.
So have you been happy to get the kids back into school? How's things been going with the COVID, managing it? And are you optimistic to having success for the rest of the season?
Our kids, our students, our staff have been doing a great job following the protocols, doing what they need to do to keep us in school. It's been great to have everyone back and be able to return to some level of normalcy.
So you actually honored your past coach here briefly over in between plays. How did that feel to have him back on the field as he was the founding father and set the foundation for your program?
Greg Botta is a legend, and not only for wins and losses, but for transforming young boys into men and really instilling them with character and discipline and pride. And so it was great to have him back. Our kids obviously still know him and relate with him, as well as his influence with our coach. Our coach was his assistant at one point.
Well, we'd like to thank you for having us here at Panther Stadium. It's a great venue, great field, great atmosphere, great fans, and we wish you good luck here tonight and in the future in this 5A Big East conference.
Great. Thank you very much. It was great to have you here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to take a short break here on the Roxamore Sports Network, and we will be back live here with more halftime show and live coverage, second half from Panther Stadium in Murraysville. Craig Thomas and Tyler Polk will be right back.
I wanted to say this.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
So I started limping over there to her fast, but wasn't fast enough. So I had to get her attention. I'm like, hey. She turned around, see me limping towards her. She says, oh my gosh, you've been shot. I just fell on the ground. There wasn't even nothing wrong with me.
Graduated from Ohio State Penitentiary. They got real classes in there. Anybody been in that school? No, they got real classes. Like, it's 50-year-old man in there. They was like, hey, fam, can you be quiet? I got school in the morning.
And I'm still fat. So if you watch season 1, I remained and maintained all this weight for season 2. I ate just enough fried chicken, cornbread, collard greens, mac and cheese, all that, just to maintain all of it.
Welcome back to the Roxamore Sports Network. 24-14 Wolverines. And also to add on a little bit more, Angelo Reddix 4 catches for 104 yards.
Absolutely. He's been doing a great job tonight. Run after catch, actually getting the ball, making big things happen on a little crossing route, taking it to the house for the Wolverines. He has played inspired football both offensively and defensively. He's done a great job tonight. This Wolverines football team looks to be inspired tonight by something. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something in the air tonight.
Maybe it's inspired to end a losing streak that has begun since after week 0, week 1 again. The Wolverines still a 5-game losing streak, looking to snap that tonight and make some headway in the 5A Big East and try to make it back to the playoffs.
Yeah, they absolutely control their own destiny, so the Wolverines can definitely make some noise here as they continue to move forward here in this Big East Conference and try to get back into the hunt for the playoff race here. Once again, the Panthers are 1-0 in conference play, and they want to solidify their position as well in the conference and make a push as well. They have a great tradition here, as once again, they honored their past coach here, and he definitely made a great imprint on their program and developed a great program here as he developed his assistant coach, who is now the current head coach right now, Coach Lance Getsy. And I'm sure he attributes a lot of his success to the prior coach. And we are set for kickoff, but we have a flag on the play right now, stoppage in play here before the second half kickoff, with the Wolverines leading 24-14 over the Panthers.
And right now, if you're Woodland Hills, you want to still have all gas, no brakes, as right now Latrobe is taking business over Connellsville. It's 28-7. Penn Trafford up 12-10 over Gateway. And again, we will be keeping an eye on that scoreboard as a lot of action happening in the 5A Big East. That can mean a lot to the Wolverines making the playoffs.
So we are just about set for the second half of play here. Diafuca has the ball teed up, and the kick is off. Deep, taken at about the 10-yard line, up the right sideline, makes a couple people miss and goes down the sideline, gets out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. That is number 16, Aiden Hudak. Great for 6'1" guy, gets up the sideline, puts his wide receiver, puts his team in good field position out over the 40-yard line.
So again, for the Wolverines defense, outside of a few big chunk plays for points for the Panthers, have been almost as good as advertised the entire season. So now they'll just look to create even more havoc out there, as Franklin Regional is certainly going to go out here for it all.
So it looks like up the middle has a pass, and he's up the sideline. He's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, breaks tackles, and taken out of bounds out about the 10-yard line. Big play by the Panthers to come out of halftime.
And that was Caden Smith, the quarterback in that situation. So again, he can run it, he could catch it, he could throw it as well. And now, just like that, the ball's on the 12. Franklin Regional looking to get back on the scoreboard.
So looks like the Panthers come out of halftime with some adjustments, get the ball to their tight end. He gets up the field. Casey hands the ball off, has an opening. Touchdown. 2-play drive for the Panthers as they come out with answers immediately against the Wolverines.
And you talk about that big tight end right there. That's an extra offensive lineman. It's that extra little bit of beef that made that last play, and it also made the one that got them the score, and Franklin Regional right back in it, extra point pending.
Absolutely. They come out and make a halftime adjustment, get the ball to their tight end, then hand the ball off over the right side, breaks a couple tackles, gets up into the end zone to cut into this Wolverine lead and take it down to a 4-point lead with the extra point pending. Extra point is down, and it looks like we have movement. It's going to be an offsides penalty. I'm not sure if it's going to be on the, looks like on the defense. They decline it
Yeah, so don't go away, folks. We still got a game here.
Absolutely. This is a great night for football as we have a little bit of precipitation going, a little bit of rain right now. Not raining hard, but a little bit of rain, so the extra point attempt is down. We're just about set for it once again. And we have another penalty. Wolverines jump off sides again.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do right here. They're trying to keep it out of field goal range. It would be 21-24 Wolverines. We'll see if they can get it. They're trying to time it off the left side.
Kick is up, and it looks like the kick is good. So that is a score, a two-play scoring drive after a great kickoff return for the Panthers. And it looks like the Panthers are cut into this Wolverine lead, and they are down by 3. And I'm Craig Thomas along with Ty Polk on the Roxamore Sports Network, and we're going to come right back with you after this commercial break.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
So we are back live coverage here with the kickoff. The Panthers coming out at halftime, scoring in a two-play drive. Big play to the tight end, gets the ball down deep in Woodland Hills territory, takes it in on a run, about an 8-yard gain, 8-yard run to cut this lead down to 3 points, and the kickoff is taken by the Wolverines and is out across the 35-yard line. And we have a little bit of a discussion right now with the referees. I'm not sure what the call is, and we'll get the call from them in just a moment.
Looks like a holding on the receiving team.
No, it looks like offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct calls here. So that's going to amount to basically nothing. Personal fouls on both teams. The Wolverines will have the ball at about the 37-yard line as Jashawn Pringle, Mr. Pringle, is taking over at quarterback and gotten a spark into this Wolverine offense. Comes out in a tight formation. Looks like trips in a bunch on the lower side to the field. Deontay Williams to the right, hands the ball off up the middle, and it looks like that goes to Siebels ahead for a gain of about 6 yards on the play. Great play for first down.
Yeah, nice job by Siebels on that first down play, just charging it up the middle, and that's been the Woodland Hills MO all season, as the rain looks like it may have held up only slightly out here. I can't really see the showers in front of the lights.
So what are you seeing so far, Ty, in the first half, and what are you looking for in the second half from each one of these teams? Pringle looks, fakes, and he tries to throw the ball. The ball is out, and it looks like it's a fumble by Mr. Pringle as he's hit from the blind side, and the ball is taken over by the Panthers.
Well, if you wanted to know what I wanted to see from the Wolverines, not that. Off the blind side, a rush there, and Pringle in the throwing motion loses the ball, recovered by Franklin Regional, and suddenly it's sweaty palms times for the Wolverines.
Well, you understand that the Panthers had to make some adjustments too at halftime, and they already had good rush on Pringle, but definitely the clock in his head has to go off. He has to understand that he only has 2 or 3 seconds to get rid of that ball, and then that clock has to go off, and he has to get rid of that ball and not stand back there and let the defenders get to him, as he knows that his line is not the most stout line, and right now able to hold up the protection. So it looks like Panthers come out, shotgun formation, fakes the ball to the running back. It looks like Caden Smith keeps the ball out that wildcat formation, goes around the right side, and is taken down for a loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Well, the Wolverines have been able to stop Smith and the Wildcats since the last touchdown. Before that, one had opened the second half for Franklin Regional. So that's one way to stop him right there, but they have other ways to get the ball ahead, like that long catch and run that set up that last touchdown.
So once again, today, being from Western Pennsylvania, Yunzers, today is actually pierogi day, the Polish peasant food, pierogi day. We know Yunzers know about them pierogies. So off the left side, Caden Smith takes the ball. He makes a couple people miss, and he gets upfield, and he's taken down for a gain of about 7. But
and right now, at least with off the left side now for Caden Smith, they've been able to make those plays with him in the Wildcat quarterback situation. He has to, get back to what he was in there. And maybe they're trying to set up another unbalanced line run to that weak side, and Woodland Hills timing it the last couple times, so look out.
Today is also National Roxamore Sports Day. Tribute to
and it's picked off
Leon
by
Rockymore
Siebels
on the Roxamore Sports Network. Pick off for the Wolverines, and they turn it over on down. Once again, we like to thank Leon Rockymore. Great opportunity here on the Roxamore Sports Network to bring you live sports, normal sports, and things that you would not see on a normal network. But a great presentation, a great opportunity, and great to be here on his network.
Yeah, but meanwhile, back at the ranch, Siebel stepped in front of the Franklin Regional player and picked it off, and now the Wolverines can at least breathe easier for the moment.
Yeah.
So here's
looks
a
like the
handoff to
Wolverines
Jones.
take over. Jones is up the sideline, stiff arms, gets up the sideline, ahead for a gain of about 6 yards on the play.
Actually, it was a fake. It was Sapringle running up the right side there. They faked it, and he caught everyone, including us, slipping there.
So that's a gain of about 6 yards on the play there. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4 for the Wolverines. So the Wolverines definitely needed that turnover there, else they were going to be looking at a lead change. But right now they have the ball, come out in the shotgun formation. Looks like Deontay Williams is – no, Pringle's at quarterback, throws the ball to Riddick over the sideline. He makes a couple people miss, gets up the sideline, and he is out of bounds for a 1st down. Once again, as Riddick had over 100 yards in the first half on receptions, on about 7 receptions, and he comes out in the second half, looks like ready to continue to make big moves and get the ball up the sideline.
Yeah, he made a couple great decisions on that run, juking a few out of their shoes and managed to fight his way up the sideline.
So that's going to be a 1st down and 10 for the Wolverines here with 8 minutes and 6 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 5A Big East matchup. Woodland Hills versus the Franklin Regional Panthers. 2 rich traditional football powerhouses here in this 5A conference. And it looks like Jones may be ahead on the carry for a gain of about 6 yards on the play.
So again, Woodland Hills back to the way of the land right there, giving it off to the backs, trying to change up the pace there. And right now, every pace the Wolverines have gone has been the right pace, and they'll try to keep it up as we're winding down here in the 3rd quarter.
So once again, Deshaun Pringle has been at quarterback for the Wolverines. Come out, 4 wide receivers, little motion, fakes the handoff, hands the ball off up the middle to Jones, and he's ahead close to a first down. Going to bring up a third down and about 1.5 yards for the Wolverines.
And that's okay for the Wolverines. It doesn't have to be chunk plays. It just has to keep on going north. Make those into third and manageable like they've done now.
So going forward here, Wolverines need to pick up this first down. So it's going to be a third down and about 2 yards as they move the ball back about a half a yard there. So we'll see what Coach Bosser draws up. You have Angelo Riddick to the top, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, hands the ball to Deontay Williams up the middle, and he gets ahead for a first down as he's lined up in the backfield at running back. So that moves the chains for the Wolverines and keeps the chains moving. So you have to be careful looking for the first trick play of the game. Maybe the Wolverines can get the ball to Deontay Williams and let him throw a pass.
Well, that was one of the formations they used on the goal line with Williams in the backfield. So they showed their hand there. I guess it's to put in the seed of doubt. Who's going to have the ball? Is it Jones? Is it Pringle? Is it Williams? Is it Callaway? Who knows?
Pringle's back to pass, throws a little dump out over the side, gets the ball to his receiver, up the sideline, makes a couple people miss, down the sideline, inside the 40 to the 39. Great play by Jones as he got small, got skinny on that sideline, made a defender miss, and tiptoed sweet feet up the sideline.
He also kept his balance there as well. That was a nice play by Jones.
Young man shows great instincts. He's going to be a great player in the future and on the next level. Great job by that young man. Great play. First down, Wolverines.
He could be the leader of this offense as early as next year, only a sophomore.
Absolutely. He had a good impact last year as a freshman. He made some big plays for his team. So moving forward here, he's going to be a big-time player here to watch for this Wolverine football team. Handoff over the right side to Jones again. Low snap by Pringle, handled by Pringle. Jones ahead for a gain of about 3 yards on the play.
And again, it's just staying ahead of schedule for the Wolverines. That's all they need to do in this situation. You take that clock down, you make the Panthers have to fight in the fourth quarter and be down 10 once again.
So we like to take a moment to also congratulate our classmate, Kim Sinceri, 1 year cancer-free. Great job, Kim. Congratulations, and good luck in the future. Pringle back to pass, keeps the ball, breaks a couple tackles, spin move by the big fella, puts him in a washing machine, and takes it up the sideline and gets ahead for the first down.
Spinning around like the Michelin Man a little bit there, making a play there for the first down.
Big Mr. Pringle shows good feet. Spins around, gets ahead forward, breaks a couple tackles, first down, Wolverines.
It's always fun to see him take off and run. You try to stop that.
Yeah, definitely great feat by the young man. Great opportunity. He's doing well right now, distributing the ball and getting the players the ball and running this offense for the Wolverines. So it looks like we have a stoppage in play here. We have a timeout on the field.
Timeout Panthers.
4 minutes and 11 seconds left to go on the clock. It looks like the Panthers want to talk about what they can do here. Coach Getsy wants to know what's he going to have to do to put a stop to this offense for the Wolverines that have somehow found their stride, and they are looking like they found something that they are able to move this ball.
Well, do what got them the ball back. They have to create that pressure once again on Pringle, but Pringle was able to step up and scramble away there for that first down. That's just what they need to do. Keep on pressuring. Eventually, you're going to get home.
So once again, it's great to be here with you live on the Roxamore Sports Network. I'm Craig Thomas, along with Ty Pope. Friday night, under the lights, 5A Big East football matchup. Woodland Hills Wolverines versus the Franklin Regional Panthers. Homecoming night hands the ball off up the middle, and he has a little daylight. Looks like Jones takes the ball inside of the 10-yard line for a gain of about 12, 13 yards on the play, taken down high by the Franklin Regional defender, but it's going to be, looks like, first down and goal for the Wolverines.
and just exactly what Woodland Hills is doing, just driving down the field. That's what they need to do. They have taken this clock down all the way to the wire, and really you wonder if they're going to continue that in the fourth quarter because, yes, they have to run out this clock, and they have to keep both hands on the ball. That's been their issue this season.
So Mr. Pringles at quarterback hands the ball off to Jones up the middle. He's straight ahead for a gain of about 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a second down and goal from about the 7-yard line.
So, again, the full playbook for the Wolverines here, second and goal. And this could be a passing down for them if they want it.
So we'll see what Coach Tim Bosser draws up here. The Wolverines leading by 3 here. Homecoming night, Franklin Regional Panthers. Motion, hands the ball off to Reddick. Around the corner, he has a corner, and he's in for the touchdown. The Wolverines answer with a big score by Angelo Reddick on an end-around jet sweep touchdown, Wolverines.
And you've been calling for that all night. You've been wanting to see a couple of those jet sweeps, and just like that, they do it on the goal line, reminiscent of the Steelers there. And it's a nice play. Reddix was just able to follow his blockers, and he got that one last crucial block as he found the corner and walked right into the end zone.
Absolutely. So the Wolverines come back, and they answer the touchdown of the Panthers, and they go back, and it looks like Diafuca's set up with Deontay Williams as a holder to try to push this lead back to a 10-point lead. So once again, we are set for the kick. Down, and the kick is up, and it looks like we have a stoppage in play here. Referee throws the flag, late flag. He stopped. Referee stopped the play first and then threw the flag. False start on the offense.
Anyway, right now it looks like they were offside there as they jumped the snap a little bit too early.
It looks like the offense was offside, yeah. They called offensive motion, so they're going to back the Wolverines up 5 yards. But I'm sure they'll take that because that kick was definitely blocked.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So the Wolverines have struggled a little bit with their kicking game, but it's good to see them making an effort here with Diafuca out there and trying to get this kicking game on the right track because they're going to need it down the stretch here. Looks like the kick is up. And it's good. The first one for the Wolverines. Extra point made, pushing the lead up to 10 points for the Wolverines. Great job, great execution by the Wolverines on the extra point.
A great drive by the Wolverines, sponsored by Alex Beasley Plumbing. Make things easy, just call Beasley, where we take the sting out of your plumbing woes. Call 412-271-9293 to schedule your appointment. And also be sure to check out the next showing of the Rock Comedy Show Season 2 reunion at 9 p.m. on Roxamore Media and Entertainment YouTube, the Rock Comedy Show Facebook page, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Fire TV. And also, check out the Rock Comedy Show All-Stars Live in person on October 23rd at Rock's Landing Sports Bar, located at 506 Chartiers Avenue in McKees Rocks. Advanced tickets are $20 and at the door is $25. To purchase your advanced tickets, call in at 412-378-8271.
So we are back live coverage here. Woodland Hills versus Franklin Regional 5A Big East matchup. Woodland Hills has a lead by 10 here. Kicking off, Diafuca kicks the ball deep. The Panthers have been getting great field position so far, and the Wolverines get down. Big-time tackle there on the 20-yard line by the Wolverines. Jennifer on a stop by the Wolverines. Great tackle by that young man. Got downfield and stopped the Panthers before they could even get started there. So we'll see what the Panthers draw up here, as they are still down by 10 here. And we are under 3-minute mark here in the third quarter on Friday night under the lights. Roxamore Sports Network. Craig Thomas along with Ty Pope. Great to have you with us. Great football matchup. 5A Western Pennsylvania football. Shotgun formation, fakes the ball, throws the ball into the flat, has a receiver, breaks a couple tackles, gets up the sideline and ahead for a gain of maybe about 7 to 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, good catch by Sarnik, able to shake one defender, but nice pursuit by Woodland Hills to not let him get a couple more yards on that run.
So great play there for the Panthers coming out to start this drive. A gain of 7 on the first down brings up a 2nd down and 3 here for the Panthers.
Whole playbook open for Franklin Regional. Of course, they could also give it off to their running back, and that's what they have in their shotgun set.
Shotgun formation, fakes the ball, keeps it, tries to get ahead, but is driven back. Connor Donnelly's driven back by a host of Wolverines there, as they do not give up 1 inch on that play.
It looked like it was either one of Samir Sally on that one or LeAnthony Smith. And actually, it was Tyree Young Grimes on it.
Great tackle by that young man, as he was a stout defender right there in the middle. And that defensive line, great job. So that brings up a 3rd down and about 3.5 for the Panthers. In the shotgun formation, looks to his left, throws the ball to his main weapon, Mr. Smith, and he gets ahead for a 1st down.
And that's what they have to do. They have to continue giving it to their playmakers. Smith can get those tough yards too. It's not just the runs in the Wildcat for him as well.
So Donnelly gets the ball ahead to Smith for a 1st down and a gain of about 5 yards on that play. So the Wolverines have to figure out something to derail this Panther offense as they look to go down and cut back into this lead of the Wolverines. Handoff up the middle to number 5, and he spins around and is taken down for a gain of about 4 yards on a play. Maddox Morrison on the carry.
And going back to that catch by Caden Smith, they do have a bunch of length out there at receiver, at H-back, and at tight end, as that really is a difference. And you see Caden Smith, a 3-sport athlete out there, and he's all limbs out there, but he's got a little bit of power as well.
Yeah. Looks like the Panthers come out and trips to the left, hand the ball off up the middle, try to get the ball ahead for a gain of about 4 yards on the play, going to bring up a 3rd down and about 1 yard for the Panthers.
Yeah, there was just a bunch of Wolverines right there. I seen Jason Lewis, first one in there.
Looks also Jeffries was in on that tackle as well. Great job by the Wolverines. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and short here. No doubt that the Panthers are in 4-down territory right now, and they get the Wolverines to jump here, and they give them a 1st down on a penalty.
That's just the worst way to give up a penalty.
Yeah, that was number 17 for the Wolverines, Jason Lewis, who jumps off sides there. Just got to hold on, be disciplined, watch the football. Don't give them easy 1st downs, and continue to play good defense. So far, we've seen a really, really good game by both of these teams. A lot of back and forth, a lot of chess matches, adjustments. We'll see who can make the big plays going down the stretch. Donnelly looks, throws the ball up the sideline, throws it to his receiver, gets the ball out to number 5 once again. Tyler Buska up the sidelines, and he's ahead for a 1st down for the Panthers.
And Deontay Williams in a little bit of a danger of giving up an unsportsmanlike there as he screened back in the face of Buska, making that open field tackle. He probably was one of the last ones back in that situation. And one more thing I want to make interesting out there, I'm looking around. I don't see Callaway in his safety spot. It looks like it's Siebels on the opposite side. Normally it's Callaway and Williams.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. We see Mr. Callaway come back on the offensive side. Donnelly keeps the ball, and the ball comes loose, but they whistle him down on the play. But Callaway was slammed to the ground very, very hard. He comes up a little bit limping, comes up a little bit lame, and jogs off the field there. That's the end of the third quarter here. The Wolverines leading 21 by 10, 31-21 over the Panthers here homecoming. I'm Craig Thomas, Tyler Polk here on Roxamore Sports, and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
We start the fourth quarter of play. It's the Wolverines with a 10-point lead, 31-21 from Franklin Regional Field, Panthers Field.
Looks like Mr. Smith has the ball, rolls out to the left, comes out in a wildcat formation as Donnelly was down at the end of the third quarter as he was taken down for a big hit by the Wolverines. So it looks like Caden Smith comes in, and now he's a little ginger, getting up after trying to get that ball out to a receiver here. And that's going to bring up a third down and about 7 here for the Panthers, trailing the Wolverines 21-31. Fourth quarter here, Panther Stadium, Craig Thomas and Ty Polk on Roxamore Sports Network, bringing you live 5A Big East WPIL football.
He got cross-bodied by McClinton there onto the turf. It looks like the Wolverines jumped.
So this is going to be a battle here down the stretch. The Wolverines are going to have to be disciplined if they want to get out of here with a victory, as I'm sure they'll be tested here. And it is an illegal procedure call against the Panthers, which is going to back them up and make it about a third down and about 12 yards to go, which definitely, trailing by 10 here in the fourth quarter, is going to be a 4-down territory.
And just taking a look out there on the field, it looks like number 34, Adebolo Olale, hope I pronounced that one correctly, is out there on the defensive line for the Wolverines.
It looks like Caden Smith is down low here at wideout. Donnelly is back at receiver, and it looks like they have too many men on the field. Looks like I counted 12 people on the field. Absolutely, 12 men on the field for the Panthers. As I counted, I counted 12. I thought maybe I miscounted, but they definitely had 12 men on the field.
Yeah, once is a coincidence, two, you might have to take a look at that over the next week if you're Lance Getsy.
So it looked like Caden Smith was coming off the field, and he ended up staying on the sideline at receiver and actually had too many people on the field. So that's going to be a third down and about 16 yards to go here. They'll probably try to pick that up in two different opportunities. Throws the ball to the sideline, has a receiver, and he gets ahead and taken out completes it.
Looks like Sarnik got 16, but not 17. That's what he needed for a first down.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down and a long one, maybe 2 yards for the Panthers. And we'll see what the Wolverines dial up. Maybe they'll come out with a big blitz and throw the kitchen sink at the Panthers and see if they can get them off the field here and get the ball back and try to bleed this clock out. 4th down. Donnelly has shotgun. Fakes the ball, hands the ball off to his running back. He's taken down in the backfield for a loss of 5 yards on the play. You got to wonder about that call there.
Well, regardless of what that call was, that was a beautiful read by Jason Lewis coming off the right side. He had that like a heat-sinking missile on Buska, and he gets the turnover on downs. A big play for the Wolverines to start this 4th quarter.
So the Wolverines keep the Panthers from cutting into their lead, and they get the ball back here with 10 minutes and 24 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. 5A Big East matchup. WPIL, Woodland Hills can drive down here and put some distance between themselves and the Panthers with more points on the board. Come out in shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver set. Mr. Pringle's been at the helm. Riddick in motion, fakes the ball, hands the ball off up the middle, and it looks like Siebels, and he's taken down for a short gain over the right side.
That was the nose tackle, Andrew Nessler, coming in on that one. Siebels tried to stiff arm him, but Nessler stayed with him and managed to bring him down to the turf, but looks like he picked up 1 yard, though. But regardless, in this situation, you have to like it for Woodland Hills. Firmly in the driving seat, under 10 minutes remaining.
Absolutely. 2nd down and about 9 yards to go here for the Wolverines. They come out with 2 wide receivers to the left and to the right. Looks like a bubble screen formation. Throw the ball over the right side, up the sidelines, and he's out of bounds. Looked like number 20. Was that Alexander Robinson?
No, that was number 26. That was Amari Brown, the freshman, on that play. And really the threat detector, as there's an injured player for the Panthers out on the field, the threat detector wasn't ready for the Panthers in that situation. That was an obvious screen situation, and they just couldn't get over there.
Great play by the young fella, Amir Brown, freshman. Goes up the sidelines and shows some speed, but it looks like there was a penalty on the play.
And an injured player as well. It was 16, Aiden Huddock on that play. But also,
So that was a great play by Amir Brown, but it's going to come back here and bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Wolverines.
Coach Tim Bossert not happy at all with that play. He just looked at the ref like, come on, man.
So that was kind of an awkward formation. The Wolverines come out with stacked receivers to the left and to the right, and they throw a little bubble screen. Actually a great play design to get the ball into their playmakers' hands. It looks like Mr. Callaway is back in the game. He's down here, the bottom of the screen. Pringle looks under a little pressure, takes off a little bit. Ball is out, but it looks like the Wolverines fall on it. Mr. Pringle's going to have to protect this ball down the stretch.
Yeah, that's the one Achilles heel for him right now. As right now when he tries to step up, it seems like he tries to hitch the ball up, trying to fake out the defenders, and they've been knocking it back on that backswing into the throw. He has to look out on that one.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down in a country mile for the Wolverines here. So the Wolverines are going to have to continue to make a big play here if they're going to keep this drive alive here. They come out with trips to the bottom of the screen, wide side of the field. 2 wide receivers to the right. Pringle looks, throws a bubble screen, hits Deontay Williams. He has a little bit of space, and he's driven back. Great tackle by, looks like number 8.
It was number 9, Zach Buska, actually.
Zach Buska, good job. So
I understand. It's a little bit of a different situation right now because Franklin Regional, they have to look out for too many men on defense as well, as they like to rotate in defenders at times.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Wolverines. A 4th and 19. definitely, obviously, a punting position. So the Wolverines are going to punt the ball, hopefully punt it away from. Looks like they're going to take a timeout here on the play. The Wolverines, Tim Bossert calls a timeout with about 7 minutes and 59 seconds left on the clock.
And be sure to check out the Season 2 reunion of the Rock Comedy Show at 9 p.m. every day on the Roxamore Media and Entertainment YouTube, the Rock Comedy Show Facebook page, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Fire TV. And also be sure to see the Rock Comedy Show All-Stars live and in person on October 23rd at Rock's Landing Sport Bar, located at 506 Chartiers Avenue in McKees Rocks. Advance tickets are $20 and at the door $25. To purchase your advance tickets, call in at 412-378-8271.
Just about set for live play again. 7 minutes and 59 seconds left here from Panther Stadium. Wolverines leading 21-31. Punt by Deontay Williams. Great punt by Deontay Williams. Ball bounces and goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard lines is where the Panthers will take over. 1st and 10.
Right now, even though down 10, I think you could say for the most part the playbook is open for the Panthers. They can do whatever they choose, but just know if they waste probably like at least 3 or 4 minutes, you might have to look out for an onside kick.
Definitely, this ball game is going to be exciting going down the stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Opportunity to watch great football. Young men here putting their best foot forward, doing everything they can to stay on the field during this tough time, during the pandemic time, and also doing their schoolwork. They've been doing a great job. So we have to applaud these young people. We have to applaud the parents as well. You parents have been making sure these kids get everything done that they need to have done to be out here and put their best foot forward. So we're set for play here. Donnelly's at quarterback, has a little motion, and we have a penalty on the play. Looks like it's going to be illegal procedure. Delay a game against the Panthers here. A little too long for Donnelly with getting this play to develop.
And it's a lot similar to Penn Hills out here. They do have the play clock right there, so it's not off the referee's count. They're not yelling out the time, so it's just looking up the field really for that one.
So once again, Donnelly at quarterback, shotgun formation, back to pass, has a wide open receiver, throws the ball, hits his receiver, Mr. Smith, and he drops the ball as he was wide open in the middle of that Wolverine defense.
Yeah, he's mad at himself right now. He had an open catch in the middle of the slot on those quick slants, and he just couldn't. He was thinking about running forward instead of just trying to secure the ball, and that's always a no-no for receivers.
So the Wolverines are going to have to come up with a big defensive stop here. 2nd down and 15 yards to go, and the Panthers come out, shotgun formation. Donnelly's back to pass. Looks, he's under a little pressure, and he's taken down by the Wolverines in the backfield.
Lewis.
Joseph Lewis, number 17, with the sack for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Jason Lewis actually on that play made the sack. But regardless, that's just another great job by the Wolverines secondary. That's a covered sack more than anything else.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 21 for the Panthers there. 3rd down and 21 here with about 7 minutes left to go on the clock in the 4th quarter. Donnelly in shotgun formation, trips to the right, back to pass. He looks, nobody open. He rolls out, still looking for a pass, and he is taken down for a sack.
And you can't keep a good man down again. Jason Lewis, he was pushed off the path by the right tackle at first, but he managed to stay with it, and he managed to come back for the sack while Donnelly was rolling out to his right. That's just great stick-to-itiveness there.
So that was a great play by Lewis, but also I would have to give the credit to the defensive line and the coverage on the backside of the Wolverines. Wolverines, great coverage. covering up all the receivers for the Panthers. Great job there, great defense for the Wolverines, and that's going to cause a punt for the Panthers here. Punt is away. Deontay Williams is back deep and just lets the ball bounce short. It's a shank punt. It's going to be a very short punt. Wolverines are going to take over about the 40-yard line on the plus side of the field. So they have great field position here. They can put this game away with a big score here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Brett Fricky, that one just came off the right side of his foot in that situation. You could just see the ball even from out here. The wind, I think, pushed that one a little bit to the right, and that caught maybe like the last bit of the foot, the pinky and the toe right next to it. That's
Great
not what
call.
you want.
Hey, that was a shank. That was a big shank.
I'm not Pat McAfee, but I could see that.
So it looks like Pringle back in the backfield, and the Wolverines put the ball down on the turf as he hands the ball off on a jet sweep, and the Wolverines turn the ball over on the first play.
Yeah, they wanted to go to Amare Brown in that situation, and Amare, much like Caden Smith, he wasn't looking to ball in. He was trying to run with it, and that's just not a very good play to make in this situation. We're halfway home, and the Wolverines are still up 10, but any opportunity to give this Franklin Regional offense a chance, you do not want to give it in that situation. Costly, costly, costly.
Yeah, Mr. Brown there, freshman, so he's going to make some plays there, but he has to understand that right now it's a critical time. You got to secure. Ball security is of the utmost importance. Hold on to the football. Protect the ball. You cannot win the game if you don't protect the football. So it looks like the Panthers take over. Donnelly back at quarterback. Roll out over the left side. Keeps the ball. Goes up the sidelines. Gets out of bounds for a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Maybe 4. He's generous.
Yeah, Ramsey, and on the pursuit that one, managed to cut him off at the pass. He wanted to cut up the field, but just nice defense by Ramsey there. It's not putting a hat on the quarterback sometimes that can make the play.
So that's going to be a 2nd down and 6 for the Panthers here at Panther Stadium. Reminds you of the team down there in Oakland, Pitt Panther. Great field, great venue to play football Friday night under the lights. Donnelly looks, throws the ball. Great hit by the Wolverines, number 21, incomplete pass by Noah Hutcherson. Great tackle by that young man. Great timing. Timed that perfectly.
What a time to lower the boom there. Just that's timing. That's perfect timing, and Hutcherson plays baseball. He timed it like he was going into left field trying to make the catch there. Nice play.
So that brings up a 3rd down. No doubt the Panthers are in 4th down territory as they are trailing by 10 here on the lower half of the 4th quarter to the Wolverines, 21-31. Donnelly, a quarterback, fakes a pitch, tries a little shuffle pass, and that's going to be incomplete as he tried to shuffle pass the ball to his receiver, and it's incomplete. 4th down and about 6 yards to go here.
Yeah, that was a shovel pass, but, man, did that ball hang up in the air forever. It looked like a Wolverine was almost about to dive for it for a second, but I guess they thought it was going to be a fumble in that situation.
So we will see here on this big 4th down play here what Coach Getsy calls here. Has his quarterback in. You haven't seen Caden Smith in that Wildcat formation here much in the second half. Donnelly's back to pass. He has no one open. He's looking for a receiver. He's under duress. He rolls out to the right, and he throws the ball, and it is incomplete.
He had Buska open in the flats on the left side, but he just didn't go to him in that situation. Buska was saying, hey, I'm open, throwing his arms up in the air, but he wanted to go cross-body, and he almost threw that to a Wolverine instead.
Yeah, it looks like Donnelly had his eyes downfield, did not look at his outlet. He had his outlet receiver in the flat there. He could have dumped the ball off easily, but actually tried to get the ball downfield and pass Unfortunately, falls incomplete, but it's a turnover on downs no matter what for the Wolverines.
Yeah, his outlook looked like he would have ran. If he just would have continued running, that's a first down easily, or at least very close to that situation. Odd decision making.
Odd decision making. But nonetheless, we'll see what the Wolverines can do, as they had a turnover on the last play, their first play from scrimmage, and we'll see what Mr. Pringle has in store for this defense. Has a little motion once again, fakes the handoff, gives the ball up the middle to Jones, and he gets ahead for a gain of about 3 yards on the play.
And the Panthers are not calling timeout in this situation. Maybe it is the right choice right now. Save them just in case. A quick score after getting the ball back could at least make it interesting for them without giving up any of their timeouts.
Maybe we could see something off of that jet sweep. I love that motion out of the Wolverines. Maybe we can get a trick play reverse out of that jet sweep motion. See something interesting here down the stretch that maybe could catch the Panthers off guard here by the Wolverines. But this has been a great play football game, very competitive. Wolverines come out fired up, and the Panthers have played well also in stretches. But we have a timeout in the play right now. The Wolverines take a timeout here with about 4 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock.
And once again, we'd like to wish Rainisha Mayhew a happy 36th birthday, and hopefully many more to come. And this game is brought to you by Alex Beasley Plumbing. Make things easy, just call Beasley, where we take the sting out of your plumbing woes. Call 412-271-9293 to schedule your appointment.
So we are down to 4 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock here.
And right now I'm taking a look at the conference standing. I'm going to check in on the scoreboard in about another minute, as we're about to see a few games go final in this conference.
So Pringle comes out, second down and 8 yards to go here. Motion. Fakes the handoff. Pringle keeps the ball, breaks a couple tackles. Big fella's running. He's up the sideline. He's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and he falls for it. Carries a host of Panther defenders with him down to about the 30-yard line for the Wolverines.
Just great quarterback awareness on that play, keeping the ball on the option. And Pringle, he's shown that he could scoot too. So that just opens up another offensive level for the Wolverines. And right now, taking a look at the WPIL scoreboard, right now it's Latrobe up 41-7 over Connellsville, and Penn Trafford has a 15-10 lead over Gateway as they fight for first place in the 5A Big East.
Yeah, I'm not sure too many people want to step in front of Mr. Pringle right now and bring him down at 5'7", 243 pounds. And he hands the ball off over the right side to Jones, who's ahead for about a 4-yard gain. But right now, definitely sucking a little wind right now for the Panthers, but not sure they want to stand in front of Mr. Pringle and try to make that tackle.
And the lights just went out in the press booth. Maybe the lights are out on the chances for the Panthers. They haven't called their timeouts yet with 3:40 left.
So it looks like it's moving forward here with the clock winding. We are under the 4-minute mark. The Wolverines still have a 10-point lead, 31-21. Hand the ball off to Deontay Williams over the left side, and he's out of bounds for a first down for the Wolverines.
And really, that's just the great play the entire way. The only thing is you don't want to go out of bounds in this situation, but still, Woodland Hills driving in the red zone, and their fortunes have changed greatly since Moon.
So with 3 minutes and 22 seconds left to go, leading by 10 points, the Wolverines are looking to get into the end zone again and put this game away.
And looking at the scoreboard, so many delays out there, but luckily we've avoided some of the weather tonight.
Pringle back, hands the ball off up the middle.
that one just up the middle to let the clock keep on rolling in that situation as we're approaching 3 minutes left in this game.
Looks like Siebels was up the middle for a gain of about, well, for no gain on the play. Actually, he's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Wolverines.
Interesting to see the Panthers aren't going to try to go for it. They're not trying to extend this game and get the ball back.
Well, being down 2 scores, I think they're trying to conserve their timeouts, maybe hoping for a big play, a turnover, and maybe get some points off of a turnover to get back in this game. Pringle's back, hands the ball off to the jet sweep to the freshman. He's up the sideline. Once again, we have a hold. He's in for the touchdown, but it looks like it's going to come back, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like that great effort by the young man. They've been trying to get him the ball, but it's going to come back here for the Wolverines.
And we'll wait to see what the referee says. And, yes, it is a holding on Woodland Hills, so it's official. That play is negated as Connellsville has scored a touchdown, but so has Latrobe. It's now 48-13, and it's still 15-10 Penn Trafford.
So it looks like this 5A Big East Conference is going to be interesting going down the stretch here. So it's still anybody's ball game. The Wolverines still have as much opportunity as any other team here in this conference. And actually, Franklin Regional also has a great opportunity as well to try to continue to get their push for the playoffs. So that's going to back the Wolverines up. Looks like Franklin Regional takes a timeout. I'm not sure about the timeout right there, but there is a timeout on the field.
Yes, it was a timeout for Franklin Regional, and you're taking a look. There's a lot of games right now affecting the standings. As it stands right now, it looks like Latrobe is going to get their first conference win this year, and it looks like Woodland Hills is also going to take that, and they'll move into Latrobe's 4th place, and Latrobe will move up to 3rd, and we'll see them in 2 weeks. But meanwhile, Penn Trafford and Gateway are in a heavyweight title fight of their own. It's 15-10 Penn Trafford by our last check, and that will be for first place in the 5A Big East.
And then next week, Woodland Hills, backyard brawl. We want to make sure you tune in next week. Woodland Hills versus Gateway, big game right on the Roxamore Sports Network. Friday night under the lights. Should be a great matchup. Don't miss it. So Woodland Hills has the opportunity to control their own destiny as they'll be playing the top teams in the conference going down the stretch here. So it looks like Deontay Williams is under center, takes over for quarterback, pitches the ball over the left side to Eric Siebels. He's up the sideline, and there is a penalty on the play. So I'm not sure the referees are getting very involved here in the late inning of the game, making a lot of penalty calls here down the stretch.
Might be another hold. It came from back. Oh, wait. A false start. But they let the play go. That's an interesting situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Illegal procedure, illegal formation. But if it was a false start, I'm not sure how they let the play go.
Well, regardless, it's still 5 yards back for the Wolverines.
So that's 3rd down for the Wolverines and maybe about 14 yards to go for the first. Pringle back at quarterback, looks over the middle, wide open, has a receiver. Deontay, the situation. Williams has put this one to bed, ladies and gentlemen, for the Wolverines as they will score and get out of here with a victory against the Panthers.
And what a great night for the Wolverines, a great night for Jashawn Pringle. 5 touchdown passes as the Wolverine offense comes alive. And you can go tell the world, tell your friends, tell your girl, the Wolverines are going to win this one.
The Wolverines, the football factory of Western Pennsylvania, they have showed up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, here at Panther Stadium in Murraysville, PA. They put the whole league on notice that it's not over until it's over. So the Wolverines come out. Diafuka has the down. The kick is up.
It didn't really make it up. It's no good.
The kick is no good, but nonetheless, the Wolverines are up 37-21 over the Panthers. Partner, I got to ask you a question. Did you see this coming?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't think I've seen 5 touchdowns from Deshaun Pringle, but I'll sure take it. I'm sure most of Woodland Hills will take it, as now things suddenly got a little bit interesting. If now the Wolverines have a different vibe for their offense, that could mean so much for them in the future as they look to try to fight for another WPIL championship.
So I'm sure that the Wolverines did not anticipate getting 5 touchdown passes out of Mr. Pringle, but it was a great offensive performance by the Wolverines. Also, the Panthers come out and they kind of got away from their bread and butter, which was Mr. Smith, which you didn't see him in the backfield in that Wildcat formation, I think, but maybe once or twice here in the second half, which was their bread and butter during the course of the season.
Yeah, but they have different ways to attack out there, and I guess they just wanted to show a different look out there and get the Wolverines thinking.
Well, one thing I can tell you is be true to who you are, as a football team. Come out and do what you do best and dare the other team to stop you. Right now the kick is off. Diafuka gets it up. It's taken at about the 15-yard line. Kick is off, and it's taken ahead to about the 35-yard line is where the Panthers will start out this drive with about 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go on the clock here.
Right now, I didn't see the pen traffic.
Well, Woodland Hills and Franklin Regional is going to drop down to 5th. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, let me take a look real quick. No, it'll be a deadlock.
So once again,
It'll be a
the
deadlock.
Panthers
They'll
come
drop
out
to 5th. Woodland Hills will go to 4th. And
trailing by
Franklin
16
Regional
here with 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go on the clock. Donnelly at quarterback, trips to the top of the field, wide side of the field, fakes the ball, hands the ball off up the middle. Not sure, down by 16, what you going to gain by running the ball off tackle.
I think that's more or less just to establish something for the next game and the next practice, as they'll try to go back to the lab again there.
So unless the Panthers are conceding the loss with a little bit over a minute left to go on the clock, I'm not understanding this runoff, a tackle off the right side. But
2 and 4.
So once again, Donnelly at quarterback, trips with motion over the right, hands the ball off again, up the sideline. To number 9, Buska on the carry. So there were some bright spots on the game for tonight for the Panthers. Their quarterback, Connor Donnelly's played well. Their great receiver, number 26, Caden Smith, has played well. Contributions by number 6, Ron Sarnick, and also Aiden Hudick, who's contributed as well. Great job by all these young people out here, and all of these young people out here participating in high school football during this tough time during the pandemic. Tribute to them doing their schoolwork and also doing everything they need to do to stay safe and keep themselves and their community safe, representing themselves and their team and their school. So that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Craig Thomas and Ty Polk here from Panther Stadium. We'll be right back here on Roxamore Sports with the post-game show from Panther Stadium, where the Wolverines defeat the Panthers 37-21.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
spotlight on some of these kids who could be going places, and we want to be there to help them get to the next level, whether it be Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, junior college, wherever they want to go, we want to support them and get them to the top.
We have some pretty successful and high-level bowlers that were able to gain exposure through Roxamore Sports Network. And so for me, the decision was a no-brainer from the standpoint of it elevated the profile of our athletic department, it elevated the profile of our school district, and most importantly, it elevated the profile of our student athletes.
To bring light and a mic to a situation to make a difference. That's what Roxamore has always meant to me.
What surprised me the most about Roxamore is, well, how dedicated it was.
So I'd absolutely recommend Roxamore Sports Network, and why is simply because Roxamore Sports Network is in it for the business of helping kids.
Delivering a sports experience like no other. That makes you say, oh, that's all right. As an old man would once say, that's all right.
Welcome back to Murraysville. Final score, Woodland Hills 37, Franklin Regional 21. And partner, the player of the game, it's elementary, Jashawn Pringle, 5 touchdowns.
Absolutely, Mr. Pringle. Pringle's world tonight. He had 5 touchdowns, 14 of 16, 276 yards passing for Mr. Pringle. Who would have thunk it?
I mean, I think the Woodland Hills offense came out with a bang tonight. And losing last week, their homecoming, they come into Franklin Regional and spoil theirs. Sometimes it's just the way that it goes sometimes, but man, you just have to give a great effort to the entire Wolverines team, the defense.
Absolutely. Great effort by the Wolverines, but also a class act by the Panthers as well. This is a great venue. The fans have been great. The whole environment is great. Homecoming. Great to have the fans in the stands. Great celebration. This is a very, very proud Panther program, and I'm sure they're going to bounce back well next week as they have a big game as well.
Absolutely. No one is left here because of the homecoming festivities, but I think they gave a hand to all their players for a hard-fought game. They played a game the right way, and it was really fun to call them, especially with Caden Smith, who really was dynamite tonight with his long touchdown runs tonight, and that really played a role in just everything going on this game.
Absolutely. You definitely want to see Caden Smith get a few more touches in the game, but unfortunately the defense was geared towards stopping him as well, and they kept him a little bit isolated and under wraps, and got their little offense a little bit out of kilter, and kept them from scoring as many points as they're used to scoring in a game.
So with this win, Woodland Hills will take the 4th spot. Right now, we're waiting for Latrobe and Connellsville. Latrobe at last look was leading 48-13. They would move up into 3rd place. Franklin Regional would drop to 5th, and we're also still waiting the results of Gateway Penn Trafford. At the moment, Penn Trafford was leading 15-10.
Yeah, so this is definitely a wide open conference. The Big East Conference is going to be a battle of attrition here down the stretch. Whichever team wants it, gets on a roll here down the stretch, and decides to put their best foot forward, can come out of this conference with a victory and head into the playoff with a little bit of mo and see what they can do to get towards a championship.
Yeah, so now with this win, Woodland Hills breaks a 5-game losing streak. They advance to 2-5 on the season. And meanwhile, for Franklin Regional, they will drop to 2-5, and they will go again to 5th spot in the conference. Woodland Hills will advance up to the 4th. And when Latrobe goes final, they will go 3-4, and they will be in the 3rd spot. And then it's just really trying to figure out what Gateway and Penn Trafford are doing here.
And that'll lead up to our next week's game, a backyard brawl here with Woodland Hills on the Roxamore Sports Network playing against the Gateway Gators. It's going to be a home game. It should be rocking. Tune in live here on the Roxamore Sports Network. It should be a great opportunity to watch some great Western Pennsylvania 5A Big East football, rivalry football matchup next week.
Yeah, that pregame starts at 6:45 from Monroeville. It's going to be a great night, I assure you. And once again, this is a Roxamore Sports Network production. All rights are reserved to the CEO and executive producer, Leon Rockymore. For more information, go to roxamoresports.com. Check out the schedule for the month of October. Next week, a real busy week, as the soccer team has a couple games in a row out there, and you'll be on action for one of those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to be back with you, partner. Had a little trip overseas, and I'm back. Good to be back with you. Glad to be back here on Roxamore Sports, and we're going to take it down the stretch here. Should be interesting football, interesting soccer. Great opportunity to watch some rock comedy, some good shows here on Roxamore Sports Network, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Absolutely, and you can check out Roxamore Sports Network Productions on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, the Amazon Fire Stick, and of course, wherever else you watch your Roxamore Sports Network content. And that's all for us. Once again, final score, Woodland Hills 37, Franklin Regional 21. And for my broadcast partner, Craig Thomas, and the rest of the Roxamore Sports Network crew, I'm Ty Polk saying good night and so long from Murraysville.